We're back again with another episode of the Grappling Dads podcast with our first guest, Chad Pomeroy.
How's it going, guys?
Real quick. Way to break your rule immediately. I hate saying that stupid lead-in.
Yeah, I didn't know
Very
what else
next
to do.
episode.
I literally have no idea what else to do.
Very next episode.
It's professional. That's what
Sounds
we do.
good.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Cool. So this is going to be the ice breaking of our awesome or semi-awesome interviews.
Yes.
So lucky you, Chad.
I feel special.
You should. You're popping our cherry. I like that.
It gets awkward.
I did have a list of questions that I wrote down. First question, Chad.
Are you seriously just going to read it like that?
Well,
you couldn't just make it conversational?
No. I have to. This is just the first
Did we
one.
just meet, Chad?
I actually thought of this on the way home from work because this wasn't going to be the first question.
It's not?
Yeah.
You changed it?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, boy.
During live rolling, Chad, on a scale of 1 to 10, how guilty do you feel when you heel hook a helpless blue belt such as myself?
Like 10 being real guilty?
Yes.
0.
God damn it.
Does it change for the white belt that you did it to the other day?
No.
Didn't think so.
No.
I don't even know how to do them.
More or less when I'm doing it, it's just for my training, I guess you could say. I want to be able to, since I'm competing on a higher level, I want to be able to see it coming, or not see it coming, but see that opening to where I could hit it if I wanted to.
Yep.
And that's what I was telling you when we were rolling, that, I won't crank it. You know what I mean? I'll get it to where I know I got a good grip of the heel, but I won't go anything past that with anybody. Like Justin's probably the only person I'd do it with.
Do you like how I scream like a Korean schoolboy every time you get it in position? I'm like, oh my God!
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, just settle down. I'm not going to do it. Yeah.
I ain't going to hurt you. At least try not to.
Yeah, I was going to say try. See how to move forward.
One time, we had a bad incident a long time ago with Ben. We were training.
Oh, yeah. That was right after, he told me that right after we started.
I didn't hear about it.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Oh, no, No, it was
a long time ago.
Yeah,
but he told me about it right after I started.
Him and I were training, and I was just practicing. Same thing I was doing. I was kind of just practicing heel hooks. And he didn't really know. Ben was fresh at the time. Okay. And I was just kind of drilling it, and we started rolling a little bit, so I slapped the heel hook on. Didn't even crank it. And he turned with everything he had totally wrong.
So he heel hooked himself.
Yeah, he screwed it up himself. So that's why I kind of, like I said, I'm real careful with it. I haven't hurt. I haven't hurt anybody since.
Knock on wood.
So
that's funny.
But yeah, I try to just watch it. I'll let go real quick. And I just, like I said, just try to see if I can get my forearm in there. If I wanted to crank it, I could. Just for more or less my training purposes,
Yeah, then he looks at you, by the way.
Oh, that's fine.
He always just looks at your little smile like, could break you, and then moves on.
Yeah, I try not to get butt hurt with the heel hooks, but I'm like, God damn it, not again.
It's definitely something you're going to want to start messing with, the higher ranking you get, as far as, if you don't ever want to compete and things like that, it's not like you have to know them.
Right.
A street fight, things like that. You're probably not going to heel hook.
Well, did you see the street fight where some guy used a heel hook to win
in that basketball?
Yeah.
Yeah. I seen him. He had a hold of dude's ankle. He's like, dude, you'll never play basketball again, man.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah,
I was a huge fan of that.
Yeah, we watched that together. That's another gay moment.
Exactly. Yeah. So when you're training, because you're the coach, so typically that means that you're the best there. How do you keep pushing yourself to a higher level? Because there's nobody really there to push you super hard, like I would assume that you need.
I don't know. I find myself, I try to stay pretty humble and not have that like I'm better than everybody kind of attitude.
I understand that.
Oh yeah, nobody feels that at the gym. He's just asking a question.
To me, like I'll try to do certain things. Like I'll try to play off my back, or or maybe have you guys get in a dominant position, or just things like that. And if I don't get out, I'll try it on another guy. As far as the caliber of the people I'm rolling with, I feel that maybe I'll just let you guys get in better positions, or let you pass my guard, things like that, more or less, and then see if I can get out of them, or I'll just try to do certain things. Or there'll be some kind of new move I'm trying to hit. And if I might not tell you what I'm going to do, but I'm going to try to do it. And if I don't hit it, at least I'm thinking about it.
Right.
Yep.
As far as that, the biggest thing, I don't try to just stomp at anybody at the gym. Justin and I get at it pretty good though. Justin Andrews,
Yeah, he's like the one
it's
guy
two-
your
oh
size.
my gosh, it's two bears rolling around.
Yeah.
Clear the freaking
I
room.
know, yeah. So
Oh, yeah, you both
Fun as
work
hell
out
to
like
watch, though.
madmen.
Yeah.
But I used to try to get down with Kroyler and train with him like every Friday. I used to drive down there a while back before we had vehicle issues, but I was down there rolling with him, Victor, and all his guys. That was kind of my away from the gym, try to rolling with a little higher caliber guys.
Okay. Does he have a lot of higher belts down there?
He's got Victor, which he's a 4 straight brown belt. He came up.
Yeah.
You guys met him one time.
Nice guy.
Super nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got Claude and Robert, brothers. They're both, I think Claude's he's got to be right around maybe a 3 or 4 straight purple belt by now. And I think Robert's right. I think he's a purple belt. And then there's Lucas. Lucas just got his brown belt down there. There's a handful of other guys, that are really good to roll with.
Cool.
And all different sizes, all the guys there's some guys that are all got different styles, so every different guy you roll with's kind of got a different thing that can, makes it
Do you have like
for
do you have like a favorite, like somebody your size and weight, or do you like rolling with bigger guys or smaller guys, or doesn't it really matter?
It doesn't really matter, I don't think. If I'm rolling with somebody bigger, I think I'll use my pressure and things like that a little bit more, and kind of work more things that are going to bother you, like a little bit more neon belly type stuff.
Yep.
And just kind of work on my pressure, trying to keep in a dominant position.
That makes sense.
If
Yeah.
I'm rolling with somebody obviously lighter than me, I'm not just going to smash them down to the ground. I'll try to move a little bit and get in position. That's kind of what I was telling you guys the other day when we were at the gym towards the end. It's, letting people move a little bit and then go from there.
Gotcha.
Because I was rolling with what's his face,
Robert. Yeah.
And he said he was like, I think he's like, yeah, I'm like 115.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
He's actually smaller than your wife, Kip.
Yeah.
I thought my wife was the smallest, but that's a good 10 pounds.
Yeah, I think I was the tiniest human there, maybe me or Ben. But then he came in. I'm like, hey, I'm not the smallest anymore.
So I was like, man, I almost got about 100 pounds on this kid. So it's like, and I got on top of him and things like that. And I was going across the mountain, things like that. I just wasn't, really putting it on him.
Right.
I let him try to get out and escape and things like that. And just, I'm not there to be the bully. A lot of times it's just, I try to get with everybody at the gym, just try to get into position and wait for you to see if something clicks.
Gotcha.
For you to get out of it, or, I remember that escape, or I remember that move from here, and that's, I try to do that with all the lower ranking kind of guys.
Yeah.
Just so to help them get better, you know what I mean? Because like Kroyler said the other day, it's my goal is to get you guys better to where it makes it harder for me,
Yep.
I want to get good enough to where I'm giving Kroyler a hard roll, you know what I mean? I'll probably never be able to tap the guy out, but I want to get it
Make
to
him
where,
work for it.
yeah, I want to get it to where, I'm just not giving him my arm and my neck, every 30 seconds when we're rolling.
When you were rolling, it was fun looking.
Yeah, it was
roll.
fun, man.
Yeah.
You didn't.
From outside looking in, it looked like a good roll.
I'll tell you this. I think I watched you shortly after I started. It was the first time you came over. You kind of rolled with Kroyler.
Mm-hmm.
You looked way more comfortable this time.
Yeah.
Don't know if you were. It doesn't really matter.
A year makes a big difference.
Yeah.
It's 9 months or whatever it's been.
Yeah, no, Kroyler's helped me out a lot as far as my jiu-jitsu. I used to be real muscly and just try to strength everything, and just, I don't know, I wasn't using a lot of technique, and I was just trying to overpower everybody, and I was getting gassed and things were hurt.
Yep.
I was getting hurt, injured a lot at the gym.
Yep.
And since I started training with him, it's kind of helped me to realize that, it's, if I get swept or I get caught in a bad position, stay calm and kind of, well, okay, what can I do from here? Because him and I were rolling a while back, and he was mounting me like crazy. He'd mount me, and I'd try to escape, and I might get out, and he was mounting me again, and he'd try to start slapping things on me, chokes and arm bars and stuff like that. And then we rolled, gosh, it wasn't this last time, maybe the time before he came up one time, and he was going mount again. And I was just kind of trying to stay still and like, all right, what can I do? And he's attacking me, but I'm kind of controlling the position. Right. He's still on top, but he wasn't submitting me, So, that helped out, having him, getting down on me, saying, hey, dude, just because you're in a bad position doesn't mean you can't, defend, and work out of there instead of flailing around and going crazy.
Which is funny, because you taught me that a long time ago.
To stay calm?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right after I started, you're like, you're doing good if you stop freaking out. I'm like, oh.
It's definitely tough. I mean, when you get somebody sitting on top of you, and you're in a bad position like that, and you don't know nothing,
right?
You're gonna freak out because you don't know what to do. And the longer and longer I've been doing it, if you watch Kroyler roll, You know, I don't know if you guys rolled with him the other day, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get a chance to.
I didn't get to this time, but I have in the past.
I mean, he'll let you mount him, side control, whatever, you know, and he just kind of hangs out and waits for you to screw up.
Yeah, his posture and positioning in a bad position, he doesn't really have to move. He lets you move to make your mistake where he can escape easily.
It's and you almost have to move because he won't. He is so patient in the best way possible.
Oh yeah,
so annoying. He kept putting his hand on my forehead or trying to, but I knew that from the prior time. I'm like, no, no, not doing it.
Yeah.
Ended up doing it, and he grabbed my wrist, and I was done.
Yeah, he's getting pretty wicked with them wrist locks.
Oh my
I'm afraid to even touch the man,
dude.
Yeah, the first time I tried to grab his collar, he wrist locked me in like a half a second.
Oh really?
So the next time I rolled him, I'm like grabbing his pants. I'm like, I don't know what else to grab.
Yeah, no, he's good. He's definitely an awesome instructor and awesome to train with.
For sure. How did you meet him?
Rob Masco was one of my instructors from a long time ago, and he had a school here in Grand Rapids, and he was like hit and miss. He'd come in, he'd be gone, or he might come in one day a week, and a lot of times I was teaching classes and things like that, trying to cover for him.
Okay.
Well, he ended up. It wasn't Hall and Godfrey. He ended up moving out to Spring Lake, out that way, and he started another small school, and then it kind of closed down. I recently kind of got out of the military shortly before that, and I wanted to get back into training. Rob was too far to go train with, so I ended up training at a school here in town, but for about a year and a half maybe.
Okay.
And it was okay. I mean, I don't like talking bad about it.
Well, sometimes it's not the right school for you. If it's oriented towards competition and you're not into that, or if it sometimes it's not a good fit.
Yeah,
not to say it's a bad school. It's just
That's basically what it was. It just wasn't a good fit. You know, I got along with everybody. I just didn't feel comfortable every time I went to class.
Right.
You know, I didn't get excited to go to class. I wanted to train, but it's like I wasn't like sweet. You know, let's go to the gym today. I wasn't excited to do it. So I kind of had somewhat of a falling out with the instructor there. He kind of said something that kind of set me over the edge, and I was like, that's it. I'm just done. And I sold all my toys. I sold my 74 Dart Sport. I sold my Camaro. Sold my Harleys.
Oh man,
no.
Sold all my toys that I had, and ended up starting a school on 76 and 131, and we called it West Michigan Combat Club, and it was just basically just kind of going to be a place to kind of train and roll and
nice.
And just kind of work out with guys, and
pretty much just punch each other in the face.
Was that more of a fight club when you started, or was it jiu-jitsu when you started?
No, it was more jiu-jitsu based.
Okay.
We did pad work and things like that.
Okay.
We sparred a little bit here and there, but it was more jiu-jitsu. And then I did that we were there for probably 3 months maybe, and Rob ended up taking a job down in Indiana. I'm not sure what he was doing, like carpentry or something like that. He took a job down in Indiana. And he called me. He's like, "Hey, man, there's a couple schools around here, that do jiu-jitsu." And we were just kind of, bullshitting. And I was like, "Oh, wow, that's cool." And he's like, "Yeah, it's one of them guys down here is Elio Gracie's grandson." I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, wow." And he was like, "Yeah, his name's." He couldn't even pronounce it. He was like Kroyler. I don't know. He couldn't even pronounce his name. I was like, "Oh, wow." He's like, "Yeah, man." He's like, I called him and set up a class or a private or something with him. And he's like, "Yeah, I got it tomorrow or something." I was like, "All right, that's cool." I was like, "Well, call me. Let me know how it went." And he called me the next day, and he's like, "Dude, I got manhandled." And like when Rob told me that, like, because Rob Masco back in his day he was like it.
Yeah.
He was the toughest dude I knew.
He's a big dude too, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Strong, tough.
Yeah.
I mean, because when we were training back in 2007, 2008, he was our instructor.
Okay.
He was just a beast.
Nice.
And I was like, there ain't no way. There's no way, Rob.
Yeah, got manhandled.
He was like, "No, Chad." He's like, "No." He's like, "This dude mopped the floor with me."
No kidding.
And I was like,
cool.
"Really?" And Rob's 42. He's like, "Yeah, this dude's only like 23 years old, 22 years old."
Oh my
Holy crap.
I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Hey," he's like, "Let's get him up to your place for a seminar." It's like, "All right, cool." And he set it all up.
Okay.
And if you go back on my Facebook, on my personal one,
right.
You go back to the old pictures, you actually see Kroyler and the old place coming up for that seminar. We took a bunch of pictures. Ben's a white belt, and
oh wow,
everybody's
wow.
Like,
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah. So he came up and, introduced himself. There was only maybe 12 people showed up. Adam was there. Ben was there. I'm trying to think who else was there. Maybe Shanna. A lot of the other people aren't training no more.
Yeah.
But
Gotcha.
so he did the seminar. We ended up rolling. He ended up, making a mop with me out of the floor, just beating the crap out of me and just, I don't know.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, put it to me. So after the seminar, he ended up leaving. And before he took off, I was like, hey, I'm going to come down next weekend, and I want a private. So he's like, all right. So we set it all up, and I came down a Saturday morning, and we did a private and got to talking. And then I was like, hey, I don't know what it'd take to be affiliate with you. I was like, but I'm interested. And he drew up a contract, and I was his first affiliate, and
Wow.
been there ever since. So
Cool.
that was back in 2012
Very cool.
when we did that. Yeah.
Now, when I hate to interrupt and change the subject a little bit, but we have all this whiskey sitting in front of us we haven't touched
Ooh,
yet.
yeah.
So
Ooh.
let's. What
Papa
kind is this
Pillar.
again?
Papa Pillar.
Papa Pillar.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a little swig.
And it smells
It
spectacular.
does.
So I'm going to keep talking, so it's not just dead air of idiots drinking.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. It's tasty. Give it a shot, Kip.
My turn.
Your turn.
Yeah, definitely.
Got a good flavor. A little burny.
It
but
is.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's a little burny, but not bad.
No. I got mine upstairs that actually is a little bit more harsh. But this has
What, you're saying Augustine's?
yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one's definitely harsher than this.
Yeah. But yeah, this is good. I like that.
Not bad.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
But for sure.
If it was a little colder, I'd probably like it a little bit more. I
You
like
get-
it cold a little bit.
do you?
Get some ice in it. Yeah.
I like mine room temperature. It was
Yeah?
a castle temp, 65 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
He's such a pansy.
I know. Hey, you can't water it down though. Then you don't get
No.
all the flavor.
I don't know. I just like it cold. I
Do
like
you
it a
have,
little
do you have
bit
those
cold.
like
See,
the
I
chill-
also like it colder,
Just a chill.
but I don't really have a choice because I don't pour my own drinks here.
No.
So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't
No.
put anything in my drinks.
no, you just
No.
hand them to me.
Yeah.
So, that's what I do.
I don't like water in my drink now. I can't help it.
Yeah.
He's
But they
he's
do
trying
have-
to make up for his pansiness with being manly about his whiskey.
They do have
He's failing
Yeah.
miserably,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
Have you heard of whiskey rocks?
Oh,
You freeze the
yeah.
stones.
Yeah.
So pro tip. If
Pro
you,
tip.
If you use those, don't use more than one because they'll stick to the bottom. And then once you tip it so far back, they'll come and smash into your teeth.
It's a
Oh,
great
nice.
teeth check.
Oh, it's
The actual
awesome.
rocks?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's,
really?
it's granite. They're little squares of granite. They look like dice. Dice?
Die is singular.
Yeah.
Dice.
Dice is the plural.
Gotcha.
It's nice how I know that.
Yeah.
It's my last
I can't
name.
imagine.
It's weird, right?
All right. So, yeah, thanks for the whiskey, Chad. That's
Oh,
Heck
yeah.
yeah, it's
Really
really
good.
good.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me on the show, guys.
heck yeah.
You want a sweet question? So Paul's questions are real questions.
Yeah.
Mine, on the other hand, are not.
Okay.
So, on a scale to 1 to 10, how horrible am I? Negative numbers are acceptable.
I mean,
Oh, this is not starting off
Yeah.
well. He's having to think.
He's like,
I'm
he's doing
trying.
backwards math.
yeah. Yeah.
What's -7?
Yeah. Times that by 40.
Carry the two.
I mean, I wouldn't start judging yourself now personally. I mean, since it's only been what,
2
months,
weeks.
couple months maybe.
Yeah, it's been like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks. That was my favorite thing you've ever done to me. Every friggin' time. Oh, yeah, he's new. He's been here 2 weeks. I'm like,
About 2 weeks.
oh, it's been like 6 months. Whatever.
He knows how to shrimp. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, the first year is kind of a wash.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's good to be hard on yourself,
Which I
because
am.
It's going to make you want to keep training, you know.
Yeah.
But you're not. I mean, I think you're on track. You know, the biggest thing for you is, just getting the basics down, getting
Yeah.
basic positions down, getting the warm ups down. Getting some guard passes down, things like that, some escapes, and just kind of keep going from there. Once it's going to take at least a good year till things start clicking. I think anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're going to be getting swept and tapped and smashed. And once things start clicking and your body starts reacting to the movements, that's when it'll start getting a lot easier and a little bit more fun. Right now, it's kind of like, ugh.
Oh, no, I have
getting
fun.
Smashed.
I don't care.
Would it
I have
take
fun.
What did it take for you to get past the muscling and everything? Was it like a one-day thing, or did you slowly, gradually start to not force stuff anymore?
I think it got to the point where I was muscling too much against guys that were a lot smaller than me. And I was getting tired. And these little guys were just like mopping the floor with me.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Excuse me. And I was like, you know what? I'm getting tired. There's no reason I should be getting tired. And then, well, I think another thing too was rolling with Kroyler, because he's not, he's a big guy too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And just how easy it was for him to be able to move, and seeing him to where he doesn't even really break a sweat.
Right.
So to me, it all kind of really clicked with Kroyler, really. Before that, it was still, I started training in 2006. And I met Kroyler in 2012, so for those 6 years of training, it was all just muscle. And I think just training with him kind of helped to get, all right, I need to stop all this and just focus on the technique. And if I can't hit it, don't rely on the strength to try to get it. Just let go, or just if instead of strengthening again, instead of like somebody like me out strengthening somebody, if they're like got me an arm bar or something like that, and I'll just tap instead of maybe next time I can time it better to where I can escape the arm bar.
Right.
Because a lot of times people give me arm bars and I just try to curl them up and stack them or smash them, things like that. And now I think I kind of focus on where are my hands and things like that in accordance with my opponent. So I really kind of focus on my position and things like that to where I'm not getting caught and things like that. Where are my elbows at? How's my posture? And I focus on that more, so I'm defending less because I'm not getting caught as much. So and then by not getting caught as much and trying to fight out of things, I'm not really getting that tired.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Really
I think
does.
one thing you told me or told the class at the beginning is if you're at the end of rolls and we're lining up for class and you have your hands on your knees because you can't catch your breath, you're probably using way too much strength. Like you shouldn't be that tired after you roll.
No.
Like a good sweat and breathing hard, but not exhausted.
Yeah.
Or a heavy sweat if you're me.
Yeah, I mean,
I do that during warm-ups.
Well, when it's like 110 degrees in there.
yeah. Crank the heat up. I mean, if we're doing like a card competition class, and we got a tournament or something, like somebody's competing, something's coming up, I'll ramp it up a little bit more to where maybe I'll stop relying on that technique. I mean, I'll rely on the technique, but I'll use some strength to kind of keep moving and keep pushing,
right?
Instead of just instead of kind of hanging out and waiting for this person to move or screw up so I can get out. I'll just kind of keep pushing it to kind of elevate my heart rate just because I want to. I just want to get the cardio in more or less and keep my heart going, because obviously you guys know in competition or when you're competing, it's you walk out on the mat before it even starts and your heart rate's already.
Your adrenaline's pumping. Oh yeah, for sure.
I'll try to do stuff like that if I know I'm getting ready to compete to try to keep my heart rate really high, and I'm not going to keep my heart rate high if I'm just hanging out, on my back and just playing around. I'll try to push it a little harder and just kind of force a lot of things just to keep my heart rate going.
Do you think rolling with lower belts and going easy on them teaches yourself bad habits? Like when you're letting people do stuff to you, or you don't think that matters?
No, I don't think it matters because you're aware of it. That's just like when I'm rolling with newer guys, I'll get to a position and just let them escape. You know what I mean? Or get to guard. If I'm mount, I'll let them hit. I'd love to do a mount escape and get to guard, and just not that I wouldn't be able to keep the position, but at the same time, it's like what I know I can hold this guy down.
Right.
So what's it gonna benefit me?
So you're trying to be as technical as possible, but just really backing off the gas.
Yeah,
pedal.
I mean that's kind of like I told you guys the other day when we were in class. Is like if I'm going for a sweep or I'm going for a pass or I'll go and keep good pressure until I complete the sweep or I complete the pass.
Yeah.
That way I'm not getting sloppy in between my techniques. And then once I get to like side control or if I get to mount or I get to a position to where I know I can control this dude and have real good pressure, I'll let up a little bit and then, let them get out or let them move.
Yeah.
That way it's just, I mean, especially with like Justin and sometimes you, Paul, and the other guys, I don't, I'll kind of keep it on you the whole time just because I want to see where you're at, Jesse's the same way. I want to go hard too at the same time, but it's like I kind of pick and choose, how are you going to roll with me today, kind of thing. You want to go hard, and I kind of wait to feel how. I know Justin's always going to roll hard, no matter what, always.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
He kind of does that with everybody.
Yeah,
like I appreciate it. I love it because he does what I want to do because he has I can't say similar body because he's an Adonis compared to me,
So
but
is
he's
everybody
long.
else.
He's long.
He's a giant.
Yeah,
he's
he's a freaking giant. It's
his
crazy.
cardio's
It'll
crazy.
be interesting because I'll roll with Ben, and Ben experiments a lot. Like he's technical, but he just tries a lot of stuff, and it's always it always feels a bit like a flow roll, no matter how hard we go. It's just we have similar styles. So I'll get done rolling with Ben, and then I'll roll with like Jesse, and Jesse has this super tight pressure technical, and I can't try stuff with him if I don't bring my A game 100%. It's just a quick easy tap for him.
You got to catch Jesse when he's not expecting it.
Yeah,
because he's real technical.
Oh yeah,
he's got good grip. He's got good control. He kind of knows where his body's at and where your body's at. He's aware of everything pretty much all the time.
Oh yeah, and you can feel that.
It's interesting how he just shuts down my defense because I kind of pride myself on my defense. I work on that really hard just to be air quotes untappable. Yeah, but yeah, he'll just kind of methodically shut down. You do the same thing obviously, but he'll just go from one thing to another and just slowly take away all my space, and pretty soon there's no more defense left.
Yeah, Jesse's a good role. Jesse's fun to train with. Jesse and I were tested together when he tested for his purple and I tested for my brown, and him and I 3-4 days a week. Like it was just him and I working out, just drilling moves. We did it every Saturday for like an hour and a half. Him and I would just get together every Saturday and just drill moves and positions and all the test requirements and everything. We did that for like 9 months straight. Just trying to get ready for it. In between, him helping me because he helps cover classes.
Right.
Yep.
And in between me teaching myself teaching class too. So it's that was tough. So Jesse's a good dude. I've known Jesse for. Gosh, I think I met Jesse back in 2007, maybe.
Oh wow,
2008-ish in there. Back when it was like Fight Club.
Yeah, he is one of the nicest men I've ever met in my life.
Just
a genuine,
genuinely, he hugs me.
Yeah.
Now and it's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh wow, he likes me. Weird.
He's a good dude.
He's an awesome guy because he tells you what's in his head and what's in his heart. You don't meet many guys that can pull that off. It doesn't hurt that he looks like a action figure.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt.
Does it bum you out, Chad, that you work out so hard, but you don't look anything like that man? Does that get to you?
Yeah, a little bit. When we met Jesse, we were training in a gym out on Alpine. It was there's just a gym there, and they had an empty racquetball court. It was all just kind of tore up, and that's what we actually threw down some mats in there.
Gotcha.
Oh wow!
Like taped up mats on the walls.
Oh wow!
And Jesse was actually lifting weights there when I met him, and that's how Jesse started training because he's seen us.
Okay.
Oh wow!
And then he kind of walked in, he started training.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And so he was already like a body. He used to be bigger than he is now.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he was.
He told me that.
Yeah, he used to be a lot bigger than he is now.
The man is shredded.
Yeah, we used to call him Jesse the Body.
Yeah,
no,
it's still
I do.
Yeah,
It drives him insane.
Yeah.
he doesn't like that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, no, he's pretty humble. He's great. He's a great dude.
He's extremely humble.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We have the sweet joke of like trying to get him into a Americana or Kimura grip.
Yeah.
And he just tightens, and I can do a push-up on it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, look, push-ups. Sweet.
Yeah.
Work out in the middle of this roll.
Yeah. I'll go for a cross-collar choke for mount, and I'm like, well, that's not going to work. He's defending it, so I'll put both my hands on his arm, and all my weight, which I mean, 170 pounds, whatever, but everything I got behind it, and he's just kind of like looking at me like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
this isn't going to work.
Yeah,
so you give up yet?
Yeah, he's one of them guys, like his arms, his biceps are just as big as his forearms. They kind of just go down.
Yeah.
Popeye arm.
Yeah. That's incredible. So I was going to ask you about the testing that you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
So you started off, obviously, where you get surprised by your belt. And now you get tested to get your belt. Like, do you like one better, or how hard was it to make that transition?
It was simple to make the transition, I think I like seeing what the requirements are instead of just getting it, or it's all of a sudden one day your instructor hands it to you. I think working for it, learning the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu program, learning Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, I believe more at the end of the day, because you'll get guys that are getting their belts just because they took first place at a tournament. Yeah. Things like that. And they might be good at a few moves.
Oh, yeah.
And and they might be winning tournaments. Maybe they got a wrestling bag on or something like that, but they really don't know a lot.
That makes sense, yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's I strongly believe that it's really not how strong or anything you are; it's how much you know. If we're rolling and I see you setting something up, and I mean, oh, he's going for this. I know the counter, so I'm gonna counter with this.
Yep.
So it's a mind game, really. That's why they call it like a game. It's like a game of chess.
Right.
It's not physical. It's how much it's a tactic. It's tactical. When I was rolling with Kroyler, we took off and went to the restaurant, and I was kind of bummed out. I was like, man, he stomped me in front of everybody, and I'm like trying to pick his brain. Like, man,
dude, we cheered for every little thing you did. We're like, oh, I think he breathed right. Yeah.
But I was just trying to pick his brain. You're like, what? Where did I screw up? And he's like, you didn't. He's like, you did just fine. He's like, I'm just better than you.
Well, like, there you go.
Yeah. And I was like, he's like, it's not nothing. You didn't do nothing wrong. He's like, you're good. He's like, I'm just better. I'm like, well, yeah, that's fair enough. And he said, what I really got to focus on is trying to have more than one thing I'm thinking of at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So if Kroyler's mounted or something like that, all right, and he goes for my collar, all right, what am I going to do from there? Okay, I can defend here, or what if he possibly goes for this? Then I can try to do this. So it's like kind of having like 2 or 3 things,
it's
kind of
like,
behind you.
He's kind of like the Bobby Fischer of jiu-jitsu. He's thinking so many moves ahead.
Yeah.
And you can see it. You can see it in him that I think that's part of the reason he stays so damn calm.
Yeah.
Is he goes, I know you're going to defend this in X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
And I'm going to retort with everything I know. And it's awesome.
Yeah. And that's
he kind of puts you in a position where it's like coming up to a stoplight. You're going to go straight, left, or right. Those are your options. And he knows the options you're going to take. So if you do A, B, or C, he knows exactly what you're going to do, and he has the next thing for that.
Or if you're me, he just plays with you.
I think he kind of plays with everybody regardless.
Well, yeah. If he rolls with me, he'll coach somebody else while he's whipping my ass.
He had a full-fledged conversation, and I had to ask him, I'm like, could you stop?
I'm right here, bro.
I'm right. You can coach me. I'm right here underneath you.
So I think that's I think the test requirements are a lot better. Honestly, at the end of the day, I think too by doing, being with Kroyler and having the program we have with him, that his grandfather and him have, brought through their family, that they developed. I think it's better to know than just going to a competition type school and say, oh, hey, I'm going to compete and do all this stuff. Because at the end of the day, if you compete on a regular basis, you're going to be broke. You're going to be hurt. You're going to be messed up.
For sure.
And I plan on doing jiu-jitsu for the rest of my life. I don't want to be 60 years old, and just not being able to walk right because, I competed for half my career. And, I'm all beat up now. My fingers are all messed up. I got cauliflower like crazy and just, all beat up and curled up. So that I think having our style, Gracie style jiu-jitsu, Kroyler style jiu-jitsu, and having that program, you can still learn jiu-jitsu without, having to compete if you don't want to.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So he's fine, and you're fine with somebody that knows all the moves technically, but might not be out there winning tournaments. So let's say there's a blue belt that used to wrestle all the time, and he's 25 years old. He's built like Jesse the Body, but he's like a black belt in 2 or 3 moves, but he's a white belt and everything else, but he has his blue belt. And he comes and he destroys somebody that got their blue belt through the Kroyler or the Gracie system. Mm-hmm. Like that's not a problem then?
I don't think so. No. I mean, it's not that I honestly don't see somebody like that cause we've had big wrestlers come into the school. We've had that young kid, 18, 19 years old wrestler, and went against Morgan, and he was heavy, strong dude, and Morgan had to stop with her submissions on him because he wasn't tapping because he really wouldn't know what they are, and she was almost going to break his arm.
I did the same thing to him.
You know what I mean?
Paul watched me. So, literally, I had to let go because I was breaking his face.
Yeah,
and I was like, "All right, dude, I'm done."
I don't think you'll get a guy that's good at 1 or 2 moves and able to beat one of our guys, one of our blue belts. I don't believe that. I think because we're not just going to hand out belts. You're going to have to earn it. You got to know positions. I mean, period. When it comes to white to blue, you're learning more of the self-defense side of jiu-jitsu,
right?
From white to blue. Once you start getting to blue to purple and things like that, now you're adding more. You're adding more chokes, more locks. Your transitions and things like that. I don't think you'll get another guy that's just going to come in and just mop the floor with any of the color belts at the school.
That's cool.
Well, and if you think about it, it makes sense because to get your blue in this system, you have to have your basics down. Yeah. Literally, you can't. I mean, it's the biggest part of the curriculum is defending yourself.
Yeah, I like the test. At first, I wasn't sure about it because I wasn't used to that. I'm used to, hey, you get surprised by it, and that's just the way it was.
Yeah.
So,
and how long were you a white belt?
8 years. 7 years. Yeah. Well, I mean, it was on and off. I got injured
He
a lot.
says that, but it was on for like 6-8 months. So most of the time he was training. Yeah. Just want to get that clear because Paul bitches about that all the time. Like, no, dude, it was okay. Well, I'll give you 7 years.
I don't bitch so much as it just it's kind of funny now. Yeah. Because most people they'll get a blue belt in a year and a half, 2 years max if they train 2-3 days a week. Yeah. And they're serious about it.
I'm thinking like 3 years for me minimum.
And then there's me. But yeah, just knowing that if you know this stuff and you're proficient at it, then you get your next rank. I think that's fantastic. That's a great idea.
When I started jiu-jitsu, I wasn't obviously under Kroyler, so I was given my blue belt and I was given my purple belt.
Yep.
And always in the back of my head, it was like, did I really deserve it? Am I at that level? And now, being with Kroyler and doing from what we do now and the system we have, I don't have that doubt in my head anymore. I feel I'm proficient. I've trained. I've studied and drilled, and even if I never compete again, and eventually, so if I get my black belt someday, I'm not going to feel like I don't deserve it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a good feeling.
So when I got my brown belt, when I got my purple belt, I didn't think I wanted it. I didn't think I deserved it. I was like, there ain't no way.
Wow, I've heard that before.
I was always hesitant going to other schools, being a purple belt, and just, what if this blue belt gets me or this white belt gets me? I always second guessed my skills.
Yeah, I've talked to you about that before.
And now that doesn't even cross my mind anymore. So I think just by earning it and drilling it, and I mean, like I said, at 9 months of just nothing but drilling and technique, I feel once you start training for your purple and you're doing all the transitions and things like that, I mean, you got to know at least 6 different guard passes. You got to know 6 different mount escapes. You got to know something from each position. Knee on belly, north south, half guard, from the back. It's like, where are you going to put me now that I haven't drilled some sort of escape, some sort of move?
So that I had to do to get to this level.
Right.
Yeah,
so,
it's awesome.
That's what I like about it. You're not going to put me in a position that I haven't been drilling. I might not, even if the dude's heavy or something like maybe we're the same rank and he's really heavy and I got 3 or 4 different escapes and I maybe not hit one, might not hit one, but I'm not going to second guess that I wouldn't be able to get out.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So I love having the program that we do. Some people don't. We've had guys come into the school that they look at it and they're just like, well, such and such gave me this belt, and I've rolled with dudes, and I'm just like, there ain't no way you're at this rank. And
I've seen you do it.
And it's
I've been in the vicinity,
and I try to be nice to the guys, but it's like, you're just not up to what I expect or what I feel Kroyler would expect of a certain rank. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Yeah, that's really fair. And I mean, those kind of people that walk in, this is my belt, I got to represent, are usually the people that are going to be a problem for the school, anyways.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just in my
view. To be fair, I thought that a little bit because I came in as a brand new blue belt. I got my blue belt. I probably trained 2 or 3 months after I got my blue belt, if that. And then I didn't train for months. So I came in here, and I contemplated taking it off, but then I thought that'd be disrespectful to my old coach. So I kept it on.
Yeah.
But I was worried. I'm like, man, I don't want to look stupid. That was my fear because, like, to your point, I didn't have any tests. It was just, hey, clean up these things. Don't do this stupid stuff, and you'll be a blue belt. So I did that. I worked on, not doing the dumb stuff that I was doing as a white belt and felt I earned that, I guess. But yeah,
gosh, you can't give him anything.
I know.
He can't give himself shit.
I guess not.
Got all the way through this very nice diatribe, and then goes,
Well, when I met Kroyler, I already had a purple. And like I said, I was at that mindset that I'm not really a purple. I was a purple. I got my purple belt in 2010. I met Kroyler in 2012.
Okay.
I didn't get my brown belt till last year.
Yeah.
So yeah. I was a purple belt for 6 years.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like kind of Kroyler kind of started me all over at that rank. He's like, no, you can keep your belt, but I think he didn't take it as, well, he's already been a purple belt for 2 years. He took it as, he's a purple belt, but we're gonna make him a better purple belt.
Like a purple belt to his standards.
Yeah. So and
or at least
that's
his curriculum.
Yeah, and that's what he did. You know, he like I said, I was down there a lot.
Yeah, even when I started, it was every Friday.
Yeah,
we knew Chad wasn't going to be at the gym.
Yeah.
So and I mean, and that's kind of like I think I told you guys before. That's where I was like, all right, that's where Chad goes and gets his training in. You know, so and it's not like I can't get better with you guys. It's just, you know, I like going down there and just rolling with other guys too. You know, so
that's awesome.
Well, I'm offended.
I don't care, Kip.
Damn it! Should have seen that coming. Ooh, I have another question.
All right.
Yes. What do you rank Paulie? Because this is a constant conversation between Paul and I. Is Paul thinks he's the worst ever, and I contradict that with he has a pretty good amount of skill and he's really good at what he's good at.
Yes, I believe the same thing. He's definitely good at what he does. I think Paul's biggest thing that's preventing him from opening up and kind of getting past that is doubting himself.
Oh,
that hurts a little bit.
Chad is not my favorite person in the world. Sorry, Kroyler. I've moved on.
And it's not nothing bad. I think, you know, you gotta be confident in your skills. You're gonna get tapped, regardless. It's gonna happen. You're gonna get tapped by lower belts. You know, it's gonna be harder to do jiu-jitsu against other guys that are training jiu-jitsu. Yeah. Period. But I think, like we had that conversation before, is you kind of get one dimensional in a way. You might just be focusing on, okay, I'm gonna break this. I'm gonna break the guard. Okay, I got my grips on the pants, and then I got my grips on the pants. You know, and then it's almost like you kind of freeze, and it's like you give your opponents a second to advance out of there, and then you're starting all over again. So I think you just kind of gotta just open up your mind and just not stay relaxed. So you seem like you're relaxed. I don't know, calm your mind or something maybe a little bit. Just take a deep breath and think of where you're at and what you got to do.
That makes sense.
But I mean, as far as your skill level, I mean, you're there. I think you just need to kind of get past yourself, like that self-doubt.
This is so much fun for me. Great. You know how many times I've told him that shit?
Yeah, no,
I mean, ton.
No, you're good. You're real good. You know, you're fun to roll with. I enjoy rolling with you. I enjoy training with you. I don't at all think, you know, you're lower than what you are now at all. I mean, if anything, you need to start. I think I told you this a few weeks ago. You need to start. It's time to start focusing on that next one and start getting this requirements down.
Don't worry, his wife told him to now, so it'll actually happen.
Yeah. It's like I told you guys the other day. It's on you though. You know, at the end of the day, I can tell you what I think and what I feel. And you know, with you already coming to us as a blue belt, and once you get the program down, I think you'll feel a lot more comfortable with things.
Yeah, I think so too.
So, because you know jiu-jitsu. You know, you're not just like some dude that just walked in the door.
You're not Kip. Is what he's saying. I saw him look at me real quick.
Yeah. Not some cherry.
Some loudmouth.
Loudmouth asshole that comes to my gym. Oh wait, sorry.
But oh man, you guys, everybody's doing great. You know, I don't have anything bad to say about the students at the gym. You know, we've had, you know, bad apples, I guess you could say, walk through the door that just aren't there no more. Yeah. You know, so
I like the way you squash that and keep a safe, good environment. So when we go to the class, it's a family. It's,
absolutely.
You know,
for sure.
You protect the family. So if there's somebody that, you know, comes in trying to throw their weight around and treat people like shit. You don't have that. So yeah, it's a great.
It did not take him. Once I've seen him that he had to, there was a guy that just came with a big head. Nice guy and everything. It's just he came with a big head, and it took Chad 2 months.
Yeah.
And Chad took care of that.
Yeah, you gave him every chance. I mean,
you did. You talked to him, and he murdered. Did I ever tell you I almost stopped coming because of that guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you were kind of. I maybe overheard something. I've kind of heard a lot of people complaining about it.
He beat the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Beat the crap out of me my first day. I'm like, I don't know if I want to come back. And then Chad smiled at me and said, "So you training again today?" Shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, it's. I give people. I try to give people as many chances as I can.
Oh, for sure.
Try to feel them out. Maybe they're just nervous, they're uncomfortable. Obviously, coming from someplace else, and they're on edge. So I'll give you a little bit of chance to get comfortable with us.
Right.
You know what I mean? That way you can kind of calm down if you are on edge.
Yeah.
And obviously that individual just wasn't willing to, I guess lose his ego.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. He just didn't fit the gym. There's nothing wrong with the guy. He was a nice guy. So
he was.
Yeah, he was a nice guy.
He was just more of a mat bully, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
He had to deal with him.
I got him in a body triangle from behind, and he told me I was doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Hey, you got coach tapped.
I was like,
you almost get the tap in.
No.
Let
me show you. And let me show you what I'm doing. I'm like, no. And by the way, I rolled no worse ever than when I'm rolling with you. I roll like a freaking moron with you. Don't know why.
Yeah.
It's quite entertaining to myself. That's why you hear me laugh. I'm like, I've never done that before, but now doing it with Chad, and he's choking me.
Yeah, I remember you saying that last time we were training. You're like, I don't even know why I'm doing that.
Yeah, I literally don't.
And one of the last times we rolled, you caught me in a loop choke. I'm like, I never get caught in loop chokes. You're just like, dude, you could have done it in slow motion. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, almost like it was a slow motion.
Yeah,
like,
you've done a slow motion to me, and I'm just like, and I'm literally watching like, oh, look here. Oh, yeah, definitely happening. Because I love rolling with Ben and Adam, and my main goal is just to not let them tap me. Mm-hmm. I don't care if they do, which I don't care. Oh, yeah. It's fun.
That's good.
But yeah, I mean, I make them work. That's my goal.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But with you, I go, I might as well wear a helmet with some stickers on it because it's just like I see your smile. I'm like, oh, he's having fun, and I don't know what I'm doing. Shit.
You guys are defiant. I think I probably get the same way when I roll, with black belts and things like that. Get all just kind of giddy and
no, you do, dude. You were smiling even with Kroyler until he grabbed you under the chin. You were doing fine. That looked freaking painful.
That was rough.
Yeah, I think we all get a bit of that, hero worship. It's the wrong word. You know what I'm saying though, where it's like it's the coach, and you just get nervous because you want to do well, but then that just makes you do worse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah, absolutely.
I take it to a whole new freaking level. I am so bad. Like, dude, seriously, you put me on belly and I forgot what to do. I was like, I'm just going to give him my arm, I guess. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Because I work with Paul a lot.
Yeah.
Like, a lot. And all I've done is, 6 months of defense. Just making sure I can lay down and not get tapped. And I don't get tapped too terribly much. But then, when I'm with you, I'm like, oh, he tapped me 37 times in 30 seconds. I don't even think that's possible. But somehow.
Do you have good advice for like a brand new white belt that comes into the door? Like what should they focus on first? Because I realize you're going to get the curriculum and what it is, but like something that they should focus on the first, say, 6 months of training.
Don't focus on all the flashy stuff that you see on TV.
Yeah, that's a good one because I did that when I came in.
Don't be worrying about hitting like these like. You see these guys doing like flying arm bars and this like something you've seen something on YouTube and that looked awesome. I want to be able to do that. Focus on the most basic moves you can do. Arm bar from mount. Cross collar choke from guard. Work on some guard passes. Just some basic double underhook guard pass, things like that. Work on the basic moves. Don't worry about the flashy stuff. 99% of the time, that flashy stuff is just made to look flashy. You'll see these guys. I seen a guy today, number 10 defense when somebody's grabbing you on your shoulder and they pull you in.
Yeah.
This dude went around the guy's arm and was gonna doing like the standing arm lock, but like jumped and spun in the air and got him in an armbar.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, so it's like, yeah, that looks cool, like something you see on like
a movie, like a
John
Wick.
or something. Yeah. But at the same time, is that really going to work? Probably not.
So when are we going to learn the John Wick triangle to shoot them in the face move?
Yeah, because that's our favorite
That's
right
now. Monday. But yeah, I think just focus on the basics. Get good at a few things. Starting off the bat. Don't get crazy on like trying to just get good. Like we had that one kid. Gosh, what was his name? He was there every single day.
Yep. Oh, I always forget his name, but yeah, we had the floofy hair.
Yeah.
Really nice guy, and he came to every single class.
Was it John?
No,
I forgot. No,
Crap.
too.
He's been gone too long.
Super nice kid.
Oh, I love the guy.
But he overly trained because he was trying to get good, like overnight, you know, and he was getting hurt and he was getting banged up, and I kept trying to tell him, I was like, dude, you need to slow down. Get in 1 or 2 days a week and just start slow. You're not going to get good overnight jiu-jitsu. It's not going to happen. And he ended up quitting.
Yeah. I think learning how to tap before things are like too late would help. Yeah. Like Anthony, I was rolling with him, and he had me in an arm bar, and I was defending it. And I had my arms locked, but it was a matter of the second before they were going to be unlocked. So I just said, "Hey, tap." He goes, "Well, what'd I get you in?" Well, the arm bar. He goes, but I didn't have the arm bar. I'm like, but you would have, and I didn't want it to. Didn't want it to pop. So I'm trying. I'm just being safe and not getting that position because I'm already hurt.
I did that with Ben. He had me in a Owen Plata, and I can, me, you can turn it around to like my ear, and I'm pretty good. I don't really care. No one believes me, but I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. But he's doing that, and I was like, there's no way I'm getting out because I already rolled. He just went back to it. I'm like, all right, well, I'm good, tap. And he goes, damn it. I was just about to choke you with the coolest choke. I'm like, I was actually disappointed. I'm like, shit, I would have liked to see that.
Yeah, Ben's getting good too, and he's kind of getting to the point where he needs to kind of believe in himself a little bit more too.
Yeah.
Do you think that's why he does that flow part a little bit more often? Like the whole not trying. I guess flow is the wrong word. Not trying as hard because you can tell when Ben is really has his mind engaged and he's jacking you up.
Oh yeah,
because you end up with your feet all around.
When Ben turns it on,
it's
like,
unreal.
I'm stuck. I'm like, oh wow, he wants to tap me out, and I can tell. I'm like, oh, I can't move anymore.
Oh
yeah. And
do you think that's like a blue belt blues? Because I was telling Kip the other day about having a little bit of that because there's a time where I feel like I'm advancing really, really quick, and then there's a time where I feel like I'm stagnant and plateauing. And people are getting better, like people like Kip, that they have a lot to learn right away, and then they just get so much better really quick. But I don't think I'm in that stage of jiu-jitsu. So then I'm having problems with people that I used to be able to just smash through. Now I can't anymore.
Why do you think you're having a problem with it?
Well, that's not fair with us, though, dude.
I think
we've rolled so many freaking times. I know where he's going.
It's the reason you feel like you're plateauing is because you're doing the exact same thing you've been doing with him this whole time.
Right.
And I know where you're going.
You're not trying to do nothing new.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I have my my go-to moves. Yeah. And I have a hard time expanding that, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, it's just I think it goes back to what he told you before. Your self-doubt is what stops you from trying new shit. Because you watch it on YouTube, and then you try it on me, most of the time failing, where to the point where I have to go, what you doing? Where are you going?
If you see something, a move you want to learn and you want to train and do, just try it on everybody at the gym over and over again. If you don't get it on one, keep trying it on another guy. Eventually, you're going to hit it on somebody because you're going to get a little bit better at it and a little bit better at it. And your time is going to get quicker, and it's going to get better. And eventually, you're going to start hitting it more. So don't just bail on a move you want to learn. Just keep trying to hit it over and over and over again.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I mean? But I know exactly what you feel like when you feel like you're plateauing.
Yeah,
and that's why when I get that feeling, it's like, all right, it's time to learn something new. All right, I'm having a really hard time with these guys from guard. They're defending it really easy. I can't seem to get nothing on them. I need to learn something new from guard. I need to learn a different setup from guard in order. Maybe I can't get these guys in just a regular, just a triangle. I want to learn some kind of different. Let me learn a new setup to get to the triangle now that throws you off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I think that's probably the easiest thing is, keep learning at the end of the day. like everybody knows kind of my go-tos, I think, by now.
Yep.
You know, I'm good side control, you know, getting some loop chokes and things like that. And I don't know. I got a handful of moves that I usually do, like on top, side, things like that. Bottom. So I'm trying to do different things, do different setups. As far as, like, you know, I've learned so many. If I remembered all the moves I've learned, it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
There's just so many of them. It's
so
just
wonderful.
Thousands and thousands of moves.
That's why I love this sport.
Yeah. I mean, I really wish, you know, I've got thousands of videos, and just, like I said, from when I started training back in 2006, I got, you know, videos of Rob teaching, you know, videos of different instructors that I've trained with, Hanato Maglasio, Tony Torres Aponte, Pat Militich, when I was training out Pat Militich's school. So it's like I got different people that I've got all these different videos from that I could go through my laptop right now, and I got tons of stuff. You know, I got tons of stuff just Kroyler and I, you know, that stuff that I probably don't even remember anymore that I can go back and flip through and see, you know.
It'll be brand new to you.
Yeah, you know, so it's like there's so many moves that I've been shown, you know, that I just don't remember anymore, and that's where it just takes studying and just learning, you know, where you have a problem with.
Do you develop your own personal game and then try to, like, put moves that'll fit into that game? Or do you try something just off the wall and new and different just for fun?
No, I try to develop my own game. I think everybody is with your jiu-jitsu. It's your own style of jiu-jitsu. There's obviously things I'm not going to be able to do. You know, I'm 6'2", I'm 210 pounds. I'm not going to be like Ben, squirrely and gangly and like wormy all over the place. You know, right. I'm a big dude. So I try to focus on things that work for my style. You know, I got things that I know I won't be able to do. I got a bad back. I've had back surgery. You know, I've had a knee surgery. I've had neck surgery. All military related.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's things I'm going to shoot him for a double leg takedown and pick this dude up and take him down to the ground. It's just not my style.
Right.
You know, not that I couldn't do it. It's just I'm not going to do it because.
Yeah, why risk it?
It's
what's
something
the point?
It's so,
when there's other options.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
And I've seen people that maybe their knees aren't. They got really screwed up knees. They can't even get them. They have a hard time putting people in triangles, so they just don't do it. You know, they do other things. So you kind of develop your own style of jiu-jitsu, I believe. You know, things that the things that you like, that things are easy for you to remember. You know, are you a top guy? You know, you're a bottom guy.
No, I'm bottom guy.
You know, so I was a big top player when I started, because like I said, I was like trying to Hulk smash dudes,
right.
And I figured the way to Hulk smash is being on top.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's now I play a lot off my back. I can keep, I think, a little bit more control. I'm not getting tired as quick, and I got tons of different sweeps and submissions and setups, you know, that I can do just from that position. You know, on top, you know, I'm smashing, I can submit you and things like that, but it's also I'm exerting energy to try to kind of keep you down and keep you from not moving. And if you move, then I'm trying to fight to stay in a dominant position. But if I got you in my guard, you know what I mean, I'm using my legs and I'm moving and keeping you off balance and pushing you this way and pulling you that way, and you know, trying to keep you flustered so I can try to set something up instead of just exert my energy. I'm gonna stay on top. I'm gonna smash. I'm gonna knee on belly. No, I'm gonna go to mount. And then I'm gonna spin it north south. And then, you know, so it's like, you know, it's your own style at the end of the day. You know, I've noticed there's things I've seen with all types of jiu-jitsu guys that I've trained with that you can tell that they're in the position where they want to be. That's their go-to, what they want to, where they want to be in jiu-jitsu. Right. You know.
Yeah.
Especially with a lot of smaller guys. You see a lot of smaller guys, they want to be on their back.
Yeah,
you know?
so they can't get muscled as much.
Yeah.
They can control they can dictate the pace.
Yeah, they want to be on their back. You know, that's like Kroyler. Kroyler says he's like I'm a big guy, but I do small man jiu-jitsu. And he really does. You know,
that's pretty cool.
He does small man jiu-jitsu.
Well, think about it. Those wrist locks and he's spinning around. It is all little guy stuff. Yeah. It's all stuff you don't need to be stronger than the person across from you.
Right. You know, and it's just, you know, I've tried giving Kroyler like everything I've had, like all the muscle, all everything, and I'm getting stomped, I'm getting beat, and I'm like,
oh yeah.
And he's like, "You all right, man?"
Nice.
No.
Settle down, cupcake.
You know, but yeah, I mean, I think working like he said, a small man jiu-jitsu keeps your composure, slows you down, keeps you composed to where you're not all of a sudden dying after 60 seconds into a roll.
Fair enough.
Well, and that's why I struggle with you, not to cut you off, and Justin, you both drop to your back and you're obviously much stronger than I am technique-wise on your back. I hate going on top because I have like 2 or 3 that I'm comfortable with moves that are going to work.
Yeah.
They're not going to work on you.
They stole your game from you. That's really funny.
It's so annoying. I told Justin that too. He laid back. I'm like, "You're a dick." And he just looks at me. He's like, "What?" I'm like, that's what I like to do. And he's like, "Well, you're good at jit." I'm like, "No, I'm not." But what? Thanks.
Well, that's why all the new people like it when that fresh guy walks in the mat and joins the gym. Because they're like, oh, sweet. Now I can start using these moves that I've been learning that I can't seem to get on anybody else. But I bet you I can start hitting on this guy.
You remember the first time that you walked into a gym? The feeling of everybody just ruining you?
Yes. The first time I walked into a gym, I just got back from Iraq. It was 2006. And I wanted something to do, kind of something to take up the time. And my brother-in-law, Mike, was like, hey, man, the UFC was just kicking off that Ultimate Fighter.
Ultimate Fighter one,
One was just coming. So it was getting to be kind of a mainstream thing. And he was like, man, there's this jiu-jitsu school. I'm like, what, jiu-jitsu? And kind of like you.
Who hits who? Huh?
Yeah. I was kind of like you and a kid. You know, I did taekwondo and things like that when I was little, and Okinawa and Uechi-Ryu and things like that. I want to break boards and do all these katas.
Yep, that was my jam.
Thought it was sweet. So I went to this first jiu-jitsu school, and I walked in the door, and before I walked in the door, all the windows were all steamy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, man, what is
going on?
And I walked in, and these dudes are running around. They're sweating. They got these gis. I'm like, holy crap. And I could feel it.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Oh, yeah.
sticky. And yeah. And one of the guys, he was, I can't remember his name. He was a purple belt. I think his name was Brian. It wasn't, he was a Kenwood police officer, I believe, at the time. And he walked up, and he was like, hey, I think his name was Brian.
I think my name's Brian. That was awesome. I think my name's Brian.
And I think his name was Brian. But he introduced himself, and I shook his hand, and he's like, hey, you want to jump in? I was like, no, I'm just here to check it out. I really don't know. And in my head, I'm like, man, I'll kick that dude in the face. And, I did taekwondo when I was a kid, but no, not really. But
oh yeah, he totally did.
I wasn't really comfortable with. I used to watch them train. Like, man, these dudes are sweating all over each other, and it stinks in here, and their gis are gross, and there's grappling, and I was like, man, that ain't for me. So I left, and then came back. I don't know. I got to think about it. Came back like a week later, and walked in, and same guy. He's like, hey, how's it going? I was like, yeah, I just want to watch again. I just want to check it out. And he's like, no. He was like, here's a gi.
Yeah, you've been here twice now.
Get out there. So I jumped out on the mat, and thought I was a tough guy, and I just got murdered. And I was like, man, this is awesome. And one of my buddy, I met a guy there, and his name is Jorge Surratt. He ended up eventually becoming one of my really good friends, and still is to this day. He was a 4-stripe white belt when I started training, and him and I just kind of clicked, and I ended up selling I had a gun, ended up selling one of my guns I had for a few $100, and we ended up to MC Sports, and I bought all their black puzzle mats they had in the whole place.
Nice.
I laid them out in the whole basement of my house, because back then the place that we were training was only open 2 days a week. 3 days a week. It was I think it was Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I think was the class schedule.
Oh, wow.
And so in between, Jorge and I were rolling down in my basement, just beating the crap out of it. He's obviously mopping the floor on me, but I'm trying to beat the crap out of him. And he was small. He was, I don't know, maybe 170. I'm still at that time I was probably 225, 230.
Yeah.
That's got to be frustrating. Like, how the hell are you doing this?
Oh, yeah.
What sorcery are you using?
And he was. It was amazing. And I trained there with him for a few months, and I ended up doing my first tournament about 3 months into jiu-jitsu.
Oh, no kidding?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wasted no time.
No. I went down, him and I went down to Indiana, competed in the Hoosier Open in 2006. And I think that was the first year they did it down there. And we got there like 9 o'clock in the morning. We're all pumped up. I'm like, yeah, we're just going to clean the floor with these dudes and white belts. And just, we just thought we were,
oh, yeah.
and tough.
Well, of course.
We were all there.
Why wouldn't you?
So we get down there like 9 o'clock. We weigh in, and we're just waiting. We already got our gis on. We're all hyped up. But by, 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening, when our division finally popped up, the energy level wasn't there no more.
You just want tacos.
Yeah. I was like, man, we got a 4.5 hour drive still home. I was like, let's just get this thing going. So I ended up competing, and wasn't really like really familiar with maybe I should have cut weight. So I ended up in the super heavyweight division.
Holy!
What kind of monster did you get?
This first dude I rolled with, this guy, I seen everybody out there. I was like, man, watch. I was like, I just had that feeling. I was like, it's gonna be that guy and me. And this dude was like no neck, you know.
Yeah.
You know, 4 foot wide shoulders.
He's like a tall Rob Bowers.
Yeah. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And I think I got some pictures of that tournament too at the house somewhere. He tried to get me a couple times. He tried to submit me with Americana, things like that. I ended up muscling out. He had me on Americana side control, and I ended up bridging. He was really loose. I ended up bridging and rolling over and get side control on him. And we kind of just flip-flop back.
Don't see that very often.
Yeah, it was weird. I bridged really hard and just jumped, like kind of flipped over him. And going to go back and forth. He ended up beating me by 3 points. And then I competed again in the next round because it was double elimination.
Okay.
And I competed in the next round. I ended up getting a guy at armbar. So I was like, oh, sweet. You know, I hit my first armbar in the tournament.
Nice.
And then I went to compete for third place. And I'm getting beaten by an armbar.
Poetic justice.
Yeah. But it was fun. Jorge ended up competing after me shortly after, and he ended up getting first in his division.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Did he brag all the way home like, yeah, bitch, look what I got?
Oh, yeah, it was cool.
How'd that armbar feel?
I still got that medal. It's actually hanging on the thing where all the medals. It's still there.
Cool.
Yeah, he gave it to me. But, yeah, so then we drove home about 4.5 hours, just, you know, high on life, you know. Like, yeah, I can't wait till the next tournament. And got back, and then Jorge wanted to start fighting. He wanted to start doing MMA. So every Friday, Rob Masco was teaching a straight MMA class.
Okay.
And started training with him, more MMA, wanted to fight.
Yeah.
Kind of got out of the gi jiu-jitsu thing and left the school I was at that was just straight gi jiu-jitsu, and Rob Masco ended up opening his own school, and I was with him for a few years, and it was, like I said, it was Fight Club. There was no real there was no real set program or schedule. It was like, all right, it was all no gi. We never wore gi. It was all right. Every day you bring your headgear, you bring your mouthpiece, your boxing gloves, shin guards, and MMA gloves. And we'd warm up, we'd do some drills, and it was, all right, guys, we're sparring. Put your headgear on, you and you go, you and you go, and you go. And it was that's all it was every single day. And
you did it every day?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It was every single day.
How did you stay healthy?
I mean, I was 26 years old.
That helps.
That definitely helps.
You know, I was young. Don't get me wrong, I got beat up, you know, and things like that, but I don't know, it was fun at the time.
You did better than me, because when I trained, it was 1 day a week. I was the best guy there that still didn't know anything and decided cage fight sounds like fun.
Oh, yeah.
Luckily, it was that just wasn't popular, because it was 2008, I think I did that. So yeah, it just wasn't popular enough for enough good people to go there and do them. So I just got lucky.
Yeah. No, it was fun. I think what'd you fight, the Ionia Free Fair or something?
Yeah. There's a couple of good guys there. They had teams. I don't know where they were from, but one guy had tattoos, you know, tribal tattoos all over, and he looked like Adonis. He looked like Jesse on steroids with tribal tattoos all over.
Jesse fought at the Marne Dragway or something. They had like a carnival or something, or fair out there. Jesse fought out there, fought this dude, and it went to it was 3 rounds of Jesse basically blocking punches with his face.
Oh, no.
And then finally Jesse's on his back and whips out a triangle on dude, finally beats the dude in the middle of the third round.
No shit.
But
wow.
That's awesome. Yeah, this tribal up tattooed guy, he was beating the brakes off his opponent. His opponent looked like any dad you'd see, you know, kind of beard gut.
The normal guy.
Yeah, just looked like a normal dude.
Yeah.
And he did a double leg takedown. He was hitting him, and you could kind of feel it in the crowd. Like, you could feel the punches landing on that guy from the crowd. And the guy threw up an armbar and caught him.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was 1 minute in the first round.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
He came out, like, just bloodied, but he won.
But you won.
I'm by armbar.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I've been in a couple of those. We had a couple guys fight out there back in the day and things like that. It was smaller shows when it was kind of not really a big scene.
It was almost underground, like just borderline underground.
It's like, how is this legal?
We used to have to drive out of state in order to fight because there was no fights in Michigan. So we drive down.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
We drive down like Indiana and Ohio to fight.
Wow.
So it was like fireworks.
Yeah.
I
remember Jorge's first fight. It was like in a AmVets. and they could still smoke. You could still smoke inside.
That's awesome.
And the cage was maybe 10 feet across.
Ooh. So it was more of a cockfight.
Yeah.
You can't run. Sorry.
Yeah.
There's
And
no
then
running here.
You get up in the cage, and I stood in the cage, and my head was probably maybe 2 feet from hitting the ceiling.
Oh.
And the cigarette smoke was straight eye level.
Oh,
like,
no.
Yeah, so as soon as you got in the cage, it was
You're breathing
horrible.
heavy, you're just sucking nicotine.
Yeah, it was horrible.
I'm not a smoker, but I am today.
Oh, yeah. That was crazy.
He's lost 10 years of life by cage fighting. Damn, that's...
It was rough. But it was fun. You know, it's just something we did back then, you know. And a big group of us go down and fight, you know, and kind of did that for a couple of years. And then finally kind of started getting bigger in Michigan. And a lot of the guys, I kind of stopped doing it, and a lot of guys started doing it in Michigan more, you know.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. So did you ever play sports at all?
I played T-ball when I was a kid.
Son of a bitch. Am I the only one at the gym that played sports all growing up?
I played football in my freshman year.
That was it?
And that was it.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I played sports since I was 5.
So you were in karate, though, right?
I
Martial arts as a kid
started Taekwondo.
Oh, so he's moved on from me? Thanks,
Yeah,
Dad.
nobody cares about
Good
sports.
looking out.
I started Taekwondo in 7th or 8th grade, maybe.
Nice.
You know, and it was just local at the high school in the gym for a little bit, and then we moved a lot. We moved a lot when I was a kid. I don't think we ever stayed one place for over a year. So it was kind of hit and miss.
How pissed were you when Royce Gracie won the UFC? Because the Kung Fu guy clearly should have won.
You know, I didn't see...
That was the best question on your list, by the way.
I didn't see any of the UFC until I moved here to Grand Rapids in 1996.
No shit.
Really?
Wow.
Oh, I was watching
remember,
that shit when I was a kid.
Yeah,
like,
I watched UFC 2, and then I had to go back and, try to get copies of the first one. So
Yeah.
I'm looking at this little Brazilian guy beating the shit out of people that should have been my hero.
Yeah.
And I was so mad. It's like my whole life was a lie.
Oh, yeah.
Because I wanted to be Bruce Lee, I'm thinking that's legit,
Absolutely.
Nope. They got just tore up.
I just remember how crazy it was, that style. Just that's all they ever talked about is how it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. Don't know how Royce is doing it. It's like, well, just watch.
Oh, yeah.
I lived in denial
Crazy.
until somebody jiu-jitsu'd me, and I'm like, oh, crap. Because I thought the same thing. Like, I walked in my first gym, and I sized everybody up the same as you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, this is going to be easy. And literally everybody manhandled me.
Including a girl.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is not
was-
surprising, but it's just fun to say.
Yeah, there's a young lady smaller than Morgan, and a fresh blue belt. And, yeah, if my...
Talking about Abby.
Abby, yeah.
I know Abby.
Yeah, anytime my arm got past 30 degrees, she just armbar me or triangle me, and I didn't know what the hell was going on.
I wonder if she's still... I'd like to see her in Morgan roll.
I think Abby's a purple belt now.
She was last I knew, because when I came back, when I got out of the Army in 2010, I ended up training at their school where she was at.
Okay.
That's where I was at for about a year and a half,
Yep.
and then the instructor and I fell out. But yeah, I knew Abby, I knew all those guys, and she was cool. She was kind of just the same as Morgan, just don't treat me like a girl.
Yeah, she was so
Oh
fun.
my
Yeah.
gosh, she gets mad if you
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
even get close to that.
and it'd be cool. It'd be kind of interesting to watch her and Morgan get at it.
Absolutely.
Morgan's got some skill.
I'd pay for
Oh, yeah.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Super fight. Let's set it up.
It would be sweet. It would be
Morgan's
sweet.
got some skills. Unless you try, like when we ran into her last tournament where she got kind of muscled, is what it looked like when I
Well,
watched
she
the
got
videos.
kicked in the face, what, twice?
Yeah.
Literally, she got slammed.
Oh,
Yeah.
Didn't I show you? My wife got the video.
No, I didn't see it.
Oh
That
my
girl-
gosh, dude,
that
she got
girl should have
slammed.
DQ'd.
Yeah,
Her opponent
like
should have got
3
DQ'd.
times.
Yeah,
It was bad.
yeah.
And,
I
yeah.
watched a little bit of the video, and it just pissed me off. So I
Ha!
stopped watching.
Same here.
Yeah.
Jen was watching. She was like, "Oh, that's bad." I'm like, "I can't watch it." She's like, "Why?" I'm like, "That's bullshit."
You have to have good enough refs to keep the fighter safe. Otherwise, don't
And
ref.
look at how she ended up. That's not our Morgan. Morgan
Yeah.
defends herself more.
Yeah.
Like, first and foremost, Morgan defends herself. Like, you're not going to get that kind of damage defending yourself unless somebody's just being a freaking ass.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she said the girl was really nice, but there's a big difference between nice and
Well, yeah,
who the hell you
there's-
roll with and how you roll.
There's nice people that I don't like rolling with. I can be your best friend. But
I'm sitting right here.
Yeah.
Fuck.
How did you know,
You
kid?
asshole.
No, I just with that girl should have got DQ'd, and that kind of I feel bad not being able to be there and saying something, but that just kind of it kind of sucks because when stuff like that happens, it makes me feel like that her opponent maybe knew the referee or things like
Yeah,
that.
something.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I'd
don't-
see that.
Shanna competed at the Michigan Open, 2015. That's when I took first at purple, and she was competing for first place, and she was in this girl's guard, and the girl sat up to grab Shanna's collar, and Shanna just kind of shoved her back down on the ground, and the ref stood her up and DQ'd her right there.
Are you shitting me?
She slammed her down on the ground. But I got the video,
man.
But the referee was that girl's coach.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Oh, shit.
Why would you want to win that way? Like, honestly, if you DQ'd me, I would be like if I got a DQ against me, I'd be like, is that serious? Because let's go.
Yeah.
Like,
I got the video. You can hear me saying the girl stands up, runs around, put her hands up. I was like, you're going to be happy for that? And
yeah.
She didn't say nothing to me.
Yeah. Come on now.
It was just crazy. So, but, yeah, that's the only thing that sucks about competing. Sometimes a lot of the people that are hosting the tournament, their people earn it. So it's like, they're refereeing their own students.
Yeah,
that's bullshit.
So
that's just stupid.
Yeah. Shanna was one of the first ones I rolled with.
She's fun as shit to watch.
Yeah, she's 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, 100 miles an hour all the time.
We were doing guard passing. She said, all right, do guard passing. So she was my partner, and I tried to pass her guard. I'm like, this isn't happening.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Wow, it's really
tough.
She's tough, dude. And she doesn't she's strong as shit, but she doesn't really use her strength too much. She uses it for speed more than anything else.
Her knee slice is legit. It was really good. Yeah, I was impressed.
Yeah, I don't know where she's been. She usually comes to morning class late, but she hasn't been there about a month.
No?
Yeah.
She's pretty busy, though, isn't she? Doing all kinds of
She's got like 17 kids or something.
Yeah.
or 4, whatever.
She's got, I think, 4 kids, and then she wanted to do something. She's trying to start like a, kind of like a center for kids or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Something like that, and I think in the Hudsonville kind of area.
Okay.
Like she's trying to
I can see her doing something
She's trying
like
to
that.
start some kind of group for kids.
Oh, I'm sure my wife knows about it. They became like, they rolled together on those morning classes.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then Jen stopped going.
Yeah.
And it seems that a week later, Shay stopped going.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah, there was only like 3 dudes there this morning.
Yeah.
It was Nate, Ryan, and then a new guy showed up from another school and wanted to train and work out for a little bit. And that was it, yeah. And then Tuesday it was just Nate and Justin. So it's been this whole week's been slow.
Jen wants to be there. It's just she can't. She works so damn much and so hard. She's exhausted, but she's like, she felt bad for not going. She's like, think Chad will give me crap? I'm like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I was injured, and he's like, where you at? So, yeah. But he doesn't mean it. But
maybe
a little bit.
So, what would you say to somebody that's thinking about quitting? Because everybody has that thought, like they're injured, they got the blue belt blues, they don't feel like they're progressing.
They're as bad as me.
Right, they suck really bad like Kip. Just something, because I think it's struck us all at one point in time.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you say to the person that maybe is on the fence?
I mean, why do you want to quit? I think it'd be the first thing I'd ask you. If somebody came up and was like, I want to think about quitting, I'm like, why? And, it's, we're moving, something like that. Yeah, I guess you got to quit. Or if it's like a money thing, we can work something out to where, we can make it work for you as far as money. If it's you're having your plateau and you feel like you're not getting any better, that's gonna happen. It happened to me,
I've only been in a year and it did.
The only thing I can say is if you like doing jiu-jitsu and you enjoy training, don't stop. I mean, I know it's easy to say, and it's a lot harder to do because I've been there. I've wanted to quit dozens of times, but then I just find myself like, I need it. I need to go. I need to work out. I need that physical exertion, and just getting sweaty and working out with the guys at the school and just kind of forgetting about everything that happened during the day and just focus on jiu-jitsu. If you want to quit, at the end of the day, I can't make up your mind for you, but if you like doing it and you're having some problems, just try to keep pushing through. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's your decision,
Yeah, fair enough.
So what if you're really old and just keep hurting yourself repeatedly? Because that's me.
No excuses.
I think
just keep hurting myself over and over again.
The only reason you're hurting yourself, I think, is because you're either fighting out a lot of bad things, and you're getting hurt because you're getting put in bad positions. For one, I mean, when you start jiu-jitsu, your body's going to get banged up.
Oh yeah, and I went through that.
Happen.
I did, but now it's more I just never recovered from my accident Because Paul can. I've listened to Paul a ton because he pretty much just hammers home whatever you've told me.
Yeah.
And I don't really push very hard with anybody anymore. I just have a good time, want to make sure the roll and learn something while I'm doing it. So I'm good there. But geez, oh Pete, my neck's jacked, so I end up defending that, and this jerk off over here frickin' wait, I only go left. Well, that's my bad side. And he just abuses shit.
I got my smart side and my dumb side. I'm sorry, Kip.
Yes, and your smart side fucks up my friggin' bad side. So, for me, I had to listen to you finally because you're like, stop. Just stop. If you're hurt, take time off or you're going to be off that much longer because I'm not hurting. Like, yeah, I'm getting bruised, but I don't really. It's a bruise. You run into people. But I'm not getting injured. It's just my clavicle and my freaking neck are still stupid.
Oh yeah, I mean, I still get. Don't get me wrong, I still get hurt. I still get a bunch of bruises. Like I got a bad neck. You know, I got pinched nerves. You know, my right arm goes numb once in a while.
Oh yeah, my thumb's numb all the time.
That's just previous. You know, being in the military for so long. You know, I just kind of got beat up. You know, when I was in there. You know, doing what I did, it was. You know, you're wearing body armor, and you're on the ground. And
what did you do in the Army?
I was in the infantry.
Oh wow!
So,
yeah, for sure.
We were carrying, I think, with all my gear on, I was probably, I bet you I was over 300 pounds. You know, carrying all my ammo, my basic load, my body armor, my Kevlar, my mask, my weapon. You know, everything I needed. You know, to get through the day. You know, and then I was even a little bit bigger. When I was in the Army, I was always walking around at about 220, 225.
So you're bigger, dude. That's a big build. For your build, that's big.
Yeah, you know, and you figure your vest is 45 pounds, your Kevlar helmet, you know, it's probably around 8. And then you got your basic load, you know, if you're carrying an M16, you're carrying 220 rounds. If you're carrying, I was a saw gunner. So I carried 600 rounds on me.
Jesus.
You know?
And the saw ain't small.
No.
Holy shit, that's a big gun.
Yeah, you know, so and it's not that I had to carry that much ammo. Usually you have your 200 round drum on your rifle and you maybe carry an extra drum. Then you got another guy.
I'd rather have too much than not enough.
Right. That's I'm gonna run out.
That's kind of how I was. I was like, man, if I can carry this much, then I'm gonna have it right on me.
Yeah.
Because you know we'd have other guys in the squad, you know, carry extra, you know, drums of 249 ammo. But I was like, screw it. I'm just gonna carry it myself. That way I got it just in case.
Doesn't surprise me at all. The more
I'm not mad at that. Like if I can carry it, it's gonna be on my person. But
so you know, I think that took a big toll on me. You know, we used to do a lot of. You know, being in the military, doing a lot of physical stuff. We're doing a lot of road marches. You know, you're on your feet. You know, we're rappelling. You know, we're jumping out of things. You know, we're hitting the ground hard. And it's just, you know, being in the infantry. It's a young man's occupation.
How many times do you think to yourself, I should have joined the Coast Guard?
I don't think those ever came across my mind.
How about the Navy?
Air Force?
The Navy? No,
none of that. No, I'm proud to be. To serve in the United States Army. I was proud
awesome.
to, you know,
you should be.
Well, thank you for your service. I appreciate that.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
That's awesome.
Do you wish you had jiu-jitsu when you were serving? Like, would that have helped you out? Would have been more fun?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we used to go to these giant rubber pits.
Oh yeah.
And it was like platoon on platoon.
Oh.
You know, so we just get in and just beat the crap out of each other. And if I would have knew just a little bit of jiu-jitsu, I'd probably have done a lot better.
That'd have been fun.
Yeah,
you want to know what that kind of goes along with our things that we talk about is law enforcement and not being trained.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Yeah. We pulled up videos of idiots just getting whooped by a dude that's on whatever because they have no clue what to do with them.
Yeah, they don't know the first thing about self-defense, and you're a police officer or a security guard. I'm like, oh, come on, man, you got it.
Oh my gosh, it's great. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I think the police force definitely needs to figure out a lot better ways to be able to deal with people like that. You know,
they're overworked and undertrained. And,
absolutely. I mean, definitely undertrained.
That's for sure.
I don't think you'd have half the police violence if the police were trained to deal with all the types of situations.
So they were comfortable with it.
Right.
Like, you know that's what the military does. They get you comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah, we discussed before at the time, because if you're a police officer, there's always a weapon at the scene. You cannot lose that fight. And if you can't fight, you have to use that weapon to make sure you don't lose that fight. It's that simple. They don't
that gun comes out that much more regularly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, and that's the reason we're having the problems with the police we are now. It's because at the end of the day, they're human, and they're worried about their own lives.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know, so
they got somebody to go home to.
Yeah, you know, so it's, you know, they're trying to protect themselves at the same time and trying to control the situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh, it's a hard-ass job. I would never be able to do that. I know you looked into it a while back.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I checked into the State Police Academy for a little bit. And
yeah.
Kind of my wife, after being in the military, because my wife and I were together before I even joined the military.
Oh, wow.
So she, was with me when I left for basic training and IT, and she was with me when I got deployed the first time, with the second time, third time, so it's like.
That's a hell of a woman you got there.
Yeah. Dude, she's
doing
a badass.
all that, and then you got a full-time job, and you run a school.
And the kids. Dude, she's awesome.
Yeah, my wife actually.
Don't tell her I said that.
She's. I couldn't ask for a better woman. I really couldn't.
No, I don't think you could.
She never complains about, going to the gym, going to train. She's a blue belt herself.
She's a badass, too.
She definitely wishes she could train a little bit more. Things are.
Well, she's got restraints, so it's all good, though. She'll be back someday.
Yeah, but she's awesome.
That's cool. Yeah, you couldn't do what you did unless you had a woman like you do.
Hell no.
No, that's cool. And it's, with her being a blue belt and doing jiu-jitsu and, I think it helps out too, especially like you, with Jen,
Oh, yeah.
And your wife, Nicole, you get her into it and then she kind of sucks you in, it's.
Yeah, my wife, I don't think you can never talk her into doing it, but she gets it.
She has a love for it. She does.
I showed her the video of the Gracies, Huron and Henner, when they brought that girl up or down from Alaska. With that.
Oh yeah, they got beat up by a
yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as my wife's seen that, she's like, "When can we sign them up?" Then luckily we were right down the road, so and you took them that young, so it just worked out perfect. And my wife is us all kinds of on board with it. So even though she doesn't train and she has no desire to, I wish she did.
My wife's even working on her at this point. So.
Nice.
The biggest thing is start her out slow. Just get her. It wouldn't hurt for her just to know some things. That way she has it, just in case she needs it. Because like I tell Ash and all my kids, my oldest, she gets mad all the time. We're going to the gym, and she just gets grumpy about it.
Well, she's at that age too.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell her. I was like, I'd rather you know it and not need it than need it and not know it. You know what I mean? So if I want to feel comfortable that hey, you're going to be a teenager in a few years, that you're going to be going out and hanging out. I want to know me personally as a dad. I want to feel comfortable that if something happens, you can handle,
absolutely,
control yourself.
Oh yeah, that's why my girls are in it.
Yeah. And right now we can pull out the dad card and make them go. I'm going to use that dad card until I can't
until that
anymore.
Shit wears out. It's getting used.
So far my girls really like it. My youngest is struggling because she's in school all day now and she's really tired.
But she loves it though.
She still loves it.
She loves it.
I've asked her. I'm like, do you want to sit out and take a break? And she's like, no, absolutely not. Even though she gets
Well, if you want her to stop crying or anything, just have me go see her because she does not want to cry in front of me for some odd reason. So she's, I'm fine.
Sucks
all right, well, there you go.
She's doing good, though. I'm proud of her.
Yeah, no, their girls are doing great. All the girls are doing great. Our school, we have more girls than we have boys.
Yeah, by far. By far.
Love that.
Yeah, it's so great because that's almost what it's designed for.
Yeah, well, we mentioned before, like, a lot of people that you find in jiu-jitsu are like, you and Jesse and Justin and Rob.
Like if you're walking down the street,
I'm not
people
messing
would
with
wet
people.
themselves
Yeah.
rather than mess with you.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's people like, me and Kit that perhaps need this more because we're going to get picked on as, any woman.
I don't know about you, but I'm huge.
Check on my lats, bro.
These straps start from my ears.
But my girl, I think, you guys being dads too, it's comforting knowing, your girls are starting to learn something that down the road, if, something gets crazy, that, they're going to feel comfortable with defending themselves.
Yeah. Push comes to shove, they can handle themselves.
Yeah.
Now, I never could. I was always the one, I got picked on my whole life. I was always socially awkward. I didn't have many friends. I wasn't involved in anything, so I was an easy target. And then I couldn't do anything about it above and beyond that. So I don't want that for my kids.
But you had Taekwondo.
I
did have Taekwondo, but
I did too. I did too, but I was in the same situation. When like I said, we used to move a lot when I was a kid, and always being the new kid.
You just can't get a click.
Right.
You don't fall into a click when you're like that.
Yeah, we lived down in Springfield, Tennessee for a while when we were down there, and it was like your stereotypical like Chad's running home.
No.
Yeah.
Kids
just
are chasing me, they're trying to beat me up.
That
so
sucks.
I'm running home as fast as I can, just because the school was like maybe 2-3 blocks away.
Yeah.
So I'm running home after school every day,
Yep,
just so I'm not getting beat up and just
I got caught one time on a snow hill, and 3 kids beat the piss out of me. They put my it was winter time, so they had a big snow hill. So they pulled my hat down over my eyes, and one kid held me down by my arms, so I couldn't move, and one kid held me down by my feet, and the other one jumped off the snowbank onto my stomach and did like the people's elbow with the knees.
Oh my
repeatedly.
God.
Holy
Look at
crap.
Chad during this. I've heard this story.
It's like, oh no.
I can't imagine.
I heard a lot.
So it's so interesting. How many people at the gym are more similar to what's happened to you than what happened to me?
I don't know.
Or just in general in martial arts, because I didn't go through that. I don't, and I told Paul the other day, I was a different person, so I would fit in, which I think most people do, is so you're all cool because you're all doing the same shit. Well, I didn't have that issue. I mean, that's what I did, so I was friends with everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I've known Justin Andrews. I mean, I met Justin when I moved here in '96. I was a freshman in high school.
Nice.
So I know Justin. Justin was always kind of that cool guy, like
he
friends
seems
with everybody.
Well, look at the dude.
You know what I mean?
You can't be that beautiful and not have all the friends.
So Justin, I don't think really had a deal with nothing like that, but it's, he got into jiu-jitsu because he likes the physical aspect of it.
That's
workout.
for sure. Yeah.
I think other people get into it, that maybe we're struggling with something, and they get into it thinking that it's gonna give them some kind of power and able to overcome that kind of stuff, like I'm getting beat up, I need to learn something to kind of get past that, and I think a lot of people do. Some people just don't do it, they don't figure out a way to better themselves to where they're not going to get bullied. This is like let's see, yesterday my daughter comes home from school, London. She's telling me this story about this little boy.
How old's London again?
She's 9.
Okay.
She's telling me this little story about this kid at school, and she's like, yeah, there's this boy at school, his name's Jonathan, and a lot of people like pick on him. I'm like, why? She's like, oh, well, he kind of just wears like dirty clothes a lot, and like his parents are older, and he just seems like he's kind of poor, and people, like kids kind of mess with him because I'm guessing he kind of feels like an outcast because he's not wearing like the latest Abercrombie and Finch crap and stuff like that, so he's not very sociable. So people pick on him. He's an easy target. So London told me that last night, and I felt horrible just because I've been there. And so I gave her one of our flyers for the gym, and I wrote to Jonathan. I was like, free membership.
That's awesome.
All you got to do is walk in the door. So she gave it to him today at school.
That's awesome.
And hopefully maybe we'll get him in the door.
Oh, look at you, Chad.
But also,
I'm proud to be your student.
I think.
Well, look at his daughter though. I think that's a bigger,
the
evidence
fact that you're
of
raising
what
a
you
kid
do
that would
to do that, because Addie's done that. Addie's done that multiple times. Addie's like, I don't know why people don't like him. I hang out with him.
Yeah, and that's the same London said. She's like, I think he's really nice. Yeah. Not a lot of people talk to him. So hopefully we can get him in the door. I don't know.
He'll feel better about himself.
Absolutely,
that's for sure.
So I just. We'll see. We'll keep working on him. Hopefully, we can get him walk through the door one of these days.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I hope so. But I don't know. And I've put that out there for other people too. Just if somebody's struggling with something, especially if women, if any kind of women are out there like struggling with
anything,
getting beat up or abuse, just come to the gym and I'll help you out. I promise.
He will.
So I don't know. I'm very open. I grew up in a very abusive house. My dad was drunk, and so any women, I'm always there to help women, no matter what. So
hits home for you. Makes sense.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's awesome.
And Morgan's a fantastic teacher for the women's class.
So my wife. That's probably, no offense to you, that's one of my wife's favorite classes. Is because she breaks down. Well, it's kind of a combo because she breaks down what you've shown, and she breaks it down so it makes sense for a woman. Mm-hmm. Like one of the moves is we would normally drop to an armbar, it's run the fuck away, and I'm like, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. It gets them away from a person that's larger and out, and I'm like, and Jen was like, that was so cool. So yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, and I demonstrate that too. I think when a couple moves, I was like, you get this dude down, you either
option A, run, go, option B, break that arm.
Yeah, if you want to stay there and just pummel the dude, do it. If you're feeling threatened, just get the hell out of there and leave the situation and flag somebody down, get some help.
Or just, mine's always run. Any move I do, I'm like, oh shit, running.
I can't run. My knees won't allow it, so I have to break the arm.
So Paul has to be tough, because he can't run.
I'll watch me try to hobble away. Like, oh god, he's gonna catch me. This sucks.
Well, that's my only saving grace so far with Chad. Chad's threatened to punch me in the face a bunch, deservedly so. I mean, I would have punched me by now, but my saving grace is like pretty quick. Yeah. I will run.
Yeah.
But you don't work out as much as Chad. So I actually kind of want to see a foot race now. I'm not lying.
Down, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make this happen.
We'll have to wait till next week though. I did like a bunch of wind sprints yesterday.
So should we do it tomorrow then?
My legs are wrecked all day today at work. I've been rubbing that Tiger Balm. My calves, man, it's been killing me.
We're gonna set up a foot race.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
gonna
down.
be fun.
Let me know. Yeah.
So if I fall on my face, we're gonna get on tape, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's all I really care about.
A guy at work just did that. He challenged the old man to a race. There's a guy at work, Chad, and he was in the Marines, I think. And there's a younger kid that was just talking a bunch of shit, and Chad's like, came down to, I don't know how it came up, but they were going to race. So they went out, and this kid and Chad lined up, and they took off. And this kid was beating Chad a lot, and then kind of got rubber leg, and just ate it. He was scraped. Both his knees were just trashed. His hips were trashed. His elbows and his hands
he did the full
trashed.
barrel roll, didn't he?
Oh, dude, he just got ruined.
Nice.
I was like, I guess I win. You want to race again? No.
So you have to finish, right? We're good. So, hey, Chad, have you got my sense of humor yet? That I'm a complete moron 99% of the time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah, other than when you were mean mugging me the other day.
That was freaking funny. I was burping. I was literally burping. I'm like, there's so many people around me. This isn't going to smell good. Yeah. And he's like, you mean mugging me? I'm like, God, no, don't kill me.
Do I look suicidal to you? No, man, I took my pills.
Dude, I'm even keel. That's what the pills are for.
No, that's cool. No, I think, with anybody at the gym, you got to feel out their personalities, So,
and I have an awkward one.
Yeah,
let's just be honest.
It's cool.
Yeah, not everybody gets everybody else. It is what it is.
And nobody gets Kip.
But yeah, no,
not really, no.
But the gym is a cool culture because not everybody's going to be best of friends, but everybody is friends of in some way.
Sure. Yeah.
It's just a good culture where everybody's cool, and I like it because when I first walked into my first gym, I was always looking for that team, and I assumed I was going to get that just by walking in and putting on a white belt, like I'm part of a team now, and it's not.
But it should be.
It should be, but it wasn't at the gym I went into, which is fine because I get it. There's a lot of people just quit right away, so it's like why bother getting to know them? But the culture that you have, I think, is way better because regardless of whether they might leave or not, and the chances are very, very high that they will, nobody cares. We're going to befriend you. We're going to talk to you. We're going to help you out as much as possible. And yeah, I mean it's an awesome thing to have in a gym.
Oh yeah, and I just with the school. Like I said, I've trained at so many different places. Just either might be stopping in for seminars. One of the best places I've been out to, which Kroyler highly recommended, was Marcio Stambowski.
Okay,
Makahau they call him. I went out to his school in Norwalk, Connecticut, and that dude, the atmosphere at his school, like it was amazing. And I'd hope someday everybody could meet him. He doesn't really travel as much no more just because he's getting a little older. But just the atmosphere at his school and his personality, his demeanor, he was very open and just, he was always cheering people on, And
that's cool.
It's hard to, like, me talking about it doesn't give it enough.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like a picture doesn't really do it justice.
Yeah.
So you got to see it.
I try to kind of, with like Kroyler and him, that's how I kind of want to focus my school like that, with Kroyler's style of jiu-jitsu and Kroyler's just way of training and teaching, I want to be like that, and with Marcio is phenomenal jiu-jitsu too, but it just his atmosphere and how he runs his school and just everything like that, I kind of trying to take a little bit of both, make it into a good
best of both worlds kind of thing.
And I do the same thing with other schools too I've been to. It's just, I take a little bit from here and I take a little bit from here and I see the negative at this place, then I see the negative here and what people are complaining about, and and just I try to get rid of that, and
so if we complain about you turning up the heat, you'll quit doing that? Is that what you're saying?
I probably would.
Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Please stop.
Yeah, I mean, there's just days I kind of get a wild hair in my ass, and it's like, I gotta get a good sweat.
Oh yeah, we all know the Chad twinkle.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna suck today. It's like Chad's got the twinkle.
Yeah. I like to be hot when I'm training. Yeah.
Well, it's actually better for it because the hotter I am, the less I get tweaked.
Don't give him any positives.
Well,
out of this shit.
after you throw him under the bus, I don't want to get beat up. Hold on, I gotta fix this real quick.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, if you're warm and really hot, you don't get those soft tissue injuries that I tend to get.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. With me, like I said previously, it's like with having the neck issues and the back issues. If I'm hot, I feel great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I admit. My first roll is always kind of rough because I'm not really hot yet. But my next rolls, I'm like, oh look, I can bend up into a pencil and I feel good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
when I get hot, I get like the 1,000-yard stare. And
we've almost lost Paul twice.
I've seen that look.
Yeah.
A big deep breath, and you're looking at me like, Chad, please.
Yeah.
Not another burpee, please.
Yeah. I try though. I give it the good old college try every time. Like the legs last week where you turn into doing a bicycle.
Flutter kicks.
Yeah, they're doing flutter kicks. I'm like, I can do up to like 30. Then they're just gonna get worse and worse, and they're gonna do 100 of them.
Yeah.
Like, he did 70.
Yeah.
Only because
really
everybody else is like,
just
stop. Like I can't.
I do have a conscience. So
I don't know. I don't know. That's pushing it.
Yeah. I seen everybody was kind of struggling. I think Ben and I and a couple other guys are maybe still kind of going pretty strong, but I was like, he's down.
Yeah.
Hey, I only went down for like a second, and then I would go back up because you would look at me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, he keeps looking at me.
Oh yeah.
Gotta keep going.
Yeah, I always realize what kind of shape I'm not in on those kind of days. I'm like, God, how do you do that?
It's tough, man.
Yeah, Justin was doing these. What kind of push-ups are they? Where you have your elbows in front of you and you're just using your triceps to push up.
Tabata push-ups.
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that.
Dude,
it was bad.
I'm like, how do I tried one? Like it wouldn't do it. Like my body was
awesome.
like, nope.
It was so awesome. All of a sudden, you just hear Paul. Yep, not doing that.
I said, how do you do this? Like how this is a thing.
Yeah, Justin does Monday through Friday. He does CrossFit.
God,
in the
man.
morning.
Hey, you were right. He does CrossFit.
Yeah. So clearly he's on the paleo diet then, isn't he? He does paleo.
No.
Admit it.
He don't do paleo. Justin kind of flip-flops back and forth. One week he's a vegan. Next weekend he'll eat whatever.
Do you unfriend him when he goes vegan? Just
I would.
click right off on Facebook.
No,
we can't be associates anymore.
But I got a stock of vegan burgers in the fridge just in case he comes over.
They got freezer burn. Like, dude, you got to come over and eat this shit.
I got a whole pack of them in there just for him from when they came over last time. He didn't even eat them.
Yeah, do you just check in when he walks in the door? Be like, vegan?
Vegan. Are we vegan this week? We're not vegan.
You should have him come over and like have bacon covered steak as he's eating his stupid vegan burger.
He'd stop what he was eating. I guarantee it. Justin's cool. I love Justin.
Yeah, he's cool.
Dude, he takes a good joke because I literally say something about him almost every episode, and he's like, "You talk about me a lot, don't you?" I'm like, "I'm in love with you. Back off."
Yeah.
It's your hair, bro. Like, what are you gonna do?
His hair. Yeah.
Like, don't be so pretty.
He's so damn pretty. Well, Chad's pretty himself, honestly. Like, look at this.
Speaking of that, when did you get rid of your dreadlocks?
Oh my gosh!
What year was that?
Jeez, the dreadlocks. They had to be 97, maybe.
Oh, so the year I graduated high school.
Yeah, that was the year I graduated as well.
Yeah. 97-ish, somewhere, 97, 98. Yeah, because I met Ashley in 99, and I probably didn't have her for, it was probably about a year-ish.
Yeah, you wouldn't have landed that with the dreads.
No. Her dad would have took one look at me and would have been like, hell no.
Yeah. Negative Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
I also heard a rumor that you may have rapped at one point in time.
So maybe you just bust a rime real quick.
Oh, no.
Damn it.
The rapping days are done.
So when did the rapping days come to an end?
Gosh, the rapping days came to an end.
Please say last year.
Just before I came here. No, we started rapping probably right around probably 96, 97, that same time I came. Well, when we moved here, I was from Cadillac, so I was like a country kid.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
and then we moved down here, and it was a big culture change. And I used to play guitar and had long hair, and I was in a band. And
cool.
So I played in a band in high school and stuff like that, and just jammed on guitar. And we moved here, and it was a totally different scene. And that's the long hair turned into dreadlocks, and I started rapping. And my name was Chaos.
Oh yes.
That's gonna stick.
Yeah, we had a rap group. We were called Wrath, and actually that's what I should have brought. I still have flyers from when we had.
Oh my God, that has to happen.
I should have brought one of those with me. Our first single, our first single was Bloodbath, and it was supposed to come out the summer of '97.
Yes.
And we recorded a bunch of things, and I'd have to dig in to see if I can find some tapes.
Oh, please do that.
But we recorded.
That's got to be in the playlist.
Oh my gosh.
We recorded a song called Ecstasy. And then we had a couple other ones we did.
Who's we? Is this we? Anyone we know?
Please be Justin.
No, Justin was never part of it. There was
damn.
It was my buddy Nick Postma was one of them, and then my brother Ryan Levan, and then another buddy named Rick, and Nick's name was Ruckus, and my brother Ryan's name was they called him Cerebus because he was like Cerebus was. I think it was one of the dogs of hell or something like that.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
And Ryan was just like a dude. He damn near gave my parents a heart attack like every other day.
Oh, no.
So he was just a terrorizer. And then, Rick was. I can't remember what Rick's name was. Man, it was a long time ago. But yeah, we all had outfits like different color. Different color. We wore camouflage. We had all different color camouflage outfits.
Yeah, it sounds about the right time for it.
I wore like that blue camouflage.
Yeah, that would work in water, essentially. Like, I don't know where that really
out in the ocean.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it really came from, but I wore blue camouflage. Nick wore green camouflage.
I could just picture.
Ryan had like the orange and black and yellow kind of camouflage.
Nice.
I don't know where it came from, too.
Oh, that's construction.
And,
if you want to hide your construction.
But we took a bunch of pictures down by the railroad tracks here in Grand Rapids, by them train cars and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
So we did a bunch of stuff down there, yeah. And but we thought we were, like, rough and tough. I'm trying to see if I can find a picture because I know there's one on Facebook.
Oh, my God, I would cry.
But we thought we were rough and tough, these little white dudes, and just thought we were going to make something big of ourselves. And
hey, Eminem did it.
It turned out to be...
Yeah, that's few and far between, just letting you know.
It turned out to be just...
one guy.
We'd get together on a party, and we'd have a microphone, and we'd have some drinks, and we'd start we did instrumentals going. We'd just start freestyle rapping and things like
cool.
that.
I just want to hear freestyle rap
yeah,
so bad.
That was...
He's like, not today, boys.
That was like 20 years ago.
Oh, my God, it'd be so great.
Yeah. I know there's tape. I still have tapes. I know I do.
If you can find us tapes or evidence of the dreads, you would be my best friend. Sorry, Paul.
Yeah.
Sorry, Paul.
I'm not mad at that.
I'll get you guys a flyer. I'll get you one of the old flyers for this thing. I'll get you a picture of me at the dreadlocks.
Cool.
Chad's such a good guy.
We've had him here for like 2 hours now.
Oh, yeah.
If there's anything you want to wrap this up with, Chad, like a funny story, worst injury you've ever seen, ever had, anything you want to tell people at the gym, anything you want.
Worst injury I've ever seen. We were doing wind sprints, and new kid just started. It was like that day, and we were doing wind sprints. And I was like, all right, dude, these mats are really sticky. So when you slow down, but turn your feet to the side. When you slow down, he slowed down and like kept going forward with his feet, and his big toe bone popped out.
Oh!
It broke, and it was like sticking up right through the top of his toe. And that was pretty gross.
I got nothing. Got nothing. That's horrible.
That's worse than my kneecap story for my first day.
Your kneecap story is quite.
I heard that. That was pretty rough. I broke my ankle once. A guy shot in for a takedown. I slipped on some sweat and fell back and snapped my ankle. Bloody noses, normal things here and there.
Oh, yeah.
Teeth. One time we were in the racquetball gym when it was Fight Club. Jorge, we were sparring, and there's this guy. He was a kickboxer. He was like, "Hey man, I want to get some sparring and training." And he didn't even sign up for the gym. He was like, just wanted to spar.
Right.
So he was flying down to Florida in like 2 or 3 weeks to do this kickboxing tournament he signed up for. So everybody's like, all right, dude, you got to spar Jorge, because Jorge was like phenomenal. He was like a black belt in like some kind of karate or something. So he had these crazy legs, and they started sparring. And Jorge was short of this dude, was probably 6'2". He actually trains downtown with Dan and all those guys. Last I knew.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
And
cool. Jorge had these wicked kicks. Like this dude's kicks they'd come out of nowhere, And this dude came in and threw something at Jorge. It kind of ducked under and did like, he kind of came up with his leg like straight up like this, right on this dude's nose. And this dude's tip of this dude's nose was touching this dude's chin. It was nasty. And yeah, it was
Good
bad.
times.
Rob walks up to him and grabs his nose, pulls it back straight, and he was like, "Yeah, you're not doing that kickboxing match you got here in 3 weeks." It was bad.
Oh, jeez.
That was nasty.
Yeah, that's similar to what my engineer did to me.
We've already told that story,
That's
Paul.
right. I'm just saying it sucks when somebody's got to like pull your nose off your cheek and put it back.
Yeah, I can't imagine. No, but that's probably the worst injury. The worst injury I've ever seen. I mean, wait, no.
Oh God.
None of you guys were there. So Kroyler came up. Kroyler could vouch for me for this. We were out in Muskegon, and we were at a seminar. Kroyler came up for a seminar because when Rob was affiliated with him out there. And we were in another racquetball court. For some reason, Rob in these racquetball courts, I don't know why.
It's got a good echo to it.
Yeah, it did. It was crazy. You didn't even have to pay attention. You could hear it from any direction when Kroyler was talking. But so we got to start rolling at the end. And I don't remember who I was rolling. The McGuinn twins were there. A couple guys from Kroyler School. Victor, I think, might have been up. And I don't know if you guys ever got a chance to meet Cody. He's my buddy who became the state police officer. Mm-hmm. So Cody and Scott, my buddy Scott, were rolling together. Scott used to come up once in a while. Well, Cody's 200 pounds or so, thick dude. Well, Scott goes in the turtle position for some reason, and Cody starts to take us back. Well, I think I'm rolling close to him. I'm not sure really how it happened, but I believe Scott based out with his hand and tried to flip Cody over his back. And when he flipped Cody over his back, Cody's shoulder came down right on his forearm. It snapped his forearm right in half, probably maybe a foot and a half away from my ear.
What'd that sound like?
Oh, so that sounded good.
Oh, it sounded like you took a 2x4 and smacked it against a cement floor.
Oh.
Yeah. It was nasty.
Sheesh.
Nasty. Yeah, his arm was all bent. So me being, ex-military, I went through all these like combat lifesaving schools. I'm like, all right, dude, hang on. And I took my belt off and wrapped my belt around and kept it all straight. We put a piece of wood in there and straightened it out, and I put it in a sling and stuff on. He still got my old belt.
I want that back.
But and then they took him to the hospital, and it was funny because he didn't want to go to the hospital here out in Muskegon, and he was from Kalamazoo.
Oh, jeez.
So he ended up driving back with Nate all the way from Muskegon down to Kalamazoo with probably, I don't know, 2-hour drive with a busted arm.
Just give me some ibuprofen. I'll be fine, guys.
Yeah, that one was pretty gross.
Hand over the whiskey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know.
I got shin splints when I was
broke fingers, broke toes. That's just the normal cauliflower ear.
Oh yeah.
Teeth through your lip.
Oh yeah.
So
I have had.
Yeah, that's just the normal stuff. But yeah,
those flaily white belt elbows in your face are always fun.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But
I didn't understand that at all. I'm like, oh, whatever. I'm not trying to be freaking out. Totally was. Until now, and now we get some new guys and like punch me square in the face.
Yeah. I still check people's chins with my knees here and there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I checked his head with my knee.
Usually I just try to check your nuts with my knee. That's my go-to.
Was that you that got last?
No, it wasn't me this time. I'm like, hey, it wasn't me.
Ooh.
Yeah, you. Yes. Yeah, I see.
Not wearing a cup. Just
you were writhing in pain a little bit.
It just doesn't play. It doesn't pan out sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get hit, but.
Yeah, I don't wear a cup either. I tried it, couldn't do it. I
had one of those old jock straps, this jock strap, the old school ones.
Are you going to try to sell me on your freaking jock strap again?
No, yes, I am.
Yeah.
So, the old ones sucked because they just like
the steel cup ones you talking about?
No,
the string?
the strings. It looked like a thong, kind of.
Oh yeah.
Well, my ball got caught in between my cup and my leg as I got it rolled over, so. I didn't want that to happen again, so the very next day I bought one of those Diamond MMA cups for like $100 after shipping. I've never had a problem since. It's been great, yeah.
Yeah, Kroyler's the one that kind of talked me out of cups.
He's not talking me out of shit. I'll tell you that right now.
Because you figure at the end of the day, if you try to armbar, a lot of people when they wear cups, they rely on their cup to have that pivot point.
Yep.
With the arm. Well, if you're relying on that, you're really not pinching properly with your legs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I stopped wearing a cup half the reason because of that. It's like I'd rather have a better technique with my arm bars.
I'm actually okay with that.
Yeah, he's also almost tapped me with his cup because he'll pinch something. And I was like, what the hell are you doing?
What I do with Kip is I go north-south, and then I teacup him by banging my cup up against his forehead until he taps out. That's my shit right there.
Yeah, guess what? It's a really quick fucking tap. I'll tell you that much right now.
Definitely. Absolutely.
So I just wanted to thank you for coming on, man.
Hey, no,
it was awesome having you.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, great interview. I appreciate that.
It really was.
Thank you so much.
Actual useful information's coming out of our podcast. Doesn't usually happen.
Yeah, you get a white belt and blue belt trying to talk jiu-jitsu. It's like, we kind of know what we're talking about. Now we got somebody that actually does.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, I hope I helped somebody out a little bit,
Hell yeah, help me out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel better about myself. No real reason.
Yeah, my mom is gonna love this podcast.
There's so little
and the three
swearing.
other people.
So little swearing.
Yeah.
I get in trouble for swearing by his mother.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I tried. I don't know. I kind of got to bite the lip more with all the kids' classes I teach now and having
your kids' class has gotten.
Oh my gosh, it's freaking! I'm not kidding. It's a herd of cattle when they're running.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's got to be like herding cats after a while. It's like, what do you do with like 35 kids? Like,
it's a lot.
Man.
It's a lot, and it's awesome. And when I got that the award they gave me, everybody you guys gave me, thanks.
Dude,
I appreciate it. It's from all you guys too, and it's
well deserved.
I really appreciate it. A lot of. I've never gotten anything like that before.
So what we're talking about is the whole school got together, and your buddy Travis and his family was the one that kind of spearheaded it, which was awesome because we all wanted to do something like that, and gave him an award for being just Chad.
Doing what you do.
And doing what you do and teaching our kids and directing our families.
You sacrifice a lot.
Hell
to
yes,
run
you do.
And we understand that. Like, you work a full-time job, you got a wife, you got 3 kids, and then you go and you learn from Kroyler down in Indiana, and you come back up to Grand Rapids. It's, it's a lot of time out of your life to teach and give us an environment that we can learn this awesome art. So, yeah, we all appreciate it. So, thank you.
So that's what he's talking about. We gave, he got an award. It's got his name etched on it. It's really pretty.
That's nice.
And
on the wall at the gym.
Yes, and we got the best coach in the world, so suck it.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I guess to throw it out there, if you're ever down in Elkhart, Indiana, swing by Kroyler Gracie School or go to KroylerGracieJiu-Jitsu.com. Or if you're in Grand Rapids area, hit up BlackLineJiu-Jitsu.com. We're at 701 68th Street, Byron Center.
And we're in the Black Line Studios. You didn't choose that, but we did, so we're good.
That's great.
And you ever want to know anything about the classes there, you can let Chad know. But more importantly, you can let me and Paul know.
There you go.
The dads.
The dads at grapplingdads.com.
There you go.
So
awesome.
Come see us, and Chad will be back. He doesn't really have a fucking choice. We're doing this shit. So
we'll bring some rap music next time.
Yes.
Oh my God, I'll cry. So, all right, everybody.
Thanks, Chad. Take it easy.
Bye.
See ya.